let's do a cheers to the Sobeys and Safer Liquid Beer for the podcast.
We ride again.
I love you guys.
Careful, that cake's hot.
Check-in, come on, let's go. It's the AM Nasty Big Hello.
Hello!
It's not static, AM radio.
It's the Coolbet Red Hot Nielson Show. Let's go. Everybody's tuning in, even my wife.
Mommy likes too.
And those Macromella intros are cutting like a knife. Hey, it's Mitch texting in, he's your dealer for life. Let's crack at 6 o'clock and log in with some sirloin bites.
What's going on, everybody? Happy Friday right here on the Nielsen Show. Edmonton Sports Talk, another great day of terrific static-free content is underway. Dusty and Lieutenant Eric with you. If you need a conch from the boys this morning, let us know why. Please pound the Paris Jewelers inbox at 780-218-9999. 22 locations across the country. Flexible financing options. Do not have to pay until 2025, and an excellent little jingle.
It's the ring box. It's the bling box. It's the Paris Jewelers inbox. And they got lots of fancy shiny things.
Look at this, look at that.
Not just for the ladies. They got jewelry for men too. The ring box, the bling box. It's the Paris Jewelers inbox.
What a way to get the day started.
La la.
Paris Jewelers inbox, 780-218-9999. One of you could end up winning text of the day for A&W. We got that A&W gift certificate just sitting here, just waiting to go. Have some fun with it today. We got Hyman rolling into Toronto tomorrow looking for 50, which should be great. The Oilers, beating up on the Sabres in the third period last night. What do you got? I'll tell you what A&W has for you. They got 2 Mama Burgers for only $9.99 until April 14th. Come on. 2 delicious, mouth-watering Mama Burgers for only $9.99 at participating A&W restaurants in Edmonton, St. Albert, Sherwood Park, and Devon. What a deal.
Ooh la la.
Ooh la la.
Ooh la la.
Ooh la la. Back to the Future. That's a Back to the Future reference right there from a man. LTE. How about that third period? Uh-oh. What happened to the conch there? That's a me. Hang on one sec. I'll fix that. Hang on one sec. That sounds real nice.
It's more like it.
That sounds real nice. 780-218-9999. I know many of you are fired up. Were you at the game last night? You have to be pretty pleased. It was a very happy post-game last night. Very happy post-game.
Look, another 40-minute hockey game. It was great.
Tommy was all smiles. Everybody was living their best life.
Sure.
That's all they needed. They only needed 40 again last night.
It's just like the Habs. If this was it's not a playoff game. It's fine, right? 2 wins, 2 teams you should beat this week. Mission accomplished.
Did you text in your receipt from Popeyes?
That was yesterday. It's my long play.
I see it here. Lieutenant Eric sending it. How was the flounder?
Delicious.
How was the flounder sandwich?
Great. It was great. Got the flounder from Popeyes yesterday. Zipped through the drive-thru. She says, "Would you like it spicy or regular?" I said, "Spicy, please."
Yes.
Ooh la la. And then it's just pickles. So I said, "No pickles." So I get the fish. I get a little sauce, and then I get that nice Popeyes bun.
Yeah.
It hit the spot.
Did you like that?
It was a good midday meal. No sides, no nothing.
Just straight up the
just
sandwich.
the sandwich. I said I don't want to be corrupted by any other flavors or tastes or anything. Just the flounder, and it was fantastic.
I know you were talking about that sandwich all yesterday.
Yeah, no,
We're coming at you from the Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen Studio. So I'm sitting here doing two guys and a goalie yesterday with Cass and Gager, and RCN's in the nasty chat going, Lieutenant Eric out here making us all want to go get this flounder sandwich. And I was like, he's done it. So I looked on your Twitter account, and I saw you're about halfway through that bad boy. God. Did you dress as a fisherman when you went in to buy it?
Well, no, it was just the drive-through. But I
really
said, yeah. I was like, but it was very. I don't rock on the fast food fish. Like I'm not. I know.
Not usually
I know
your
this
thing,
week I
eh?
was professing a seafood love, but the fast food fish isn't something. But this is different. This is legit. This is flown in daily.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Wow.
Do yourself a favor today. Pick one up.
How can you be the king of chicken, but also like the lieutenant of
I tell you,
fish sandwiches? Like, well done, Popeyes.
they're in the game.
Well done. 780-218-9999. Jonathan is in and says, game verdict, winning the third period 5-0 is the way forward.
Yeah,
It really is.
that's all you need.
I mean, that certainly helps.
I said 40. Just give him 20.
It was a glorious day. The EST parlay cashes at plus 550. Come on. I hope you were riding with us yesterday. We dropped that bad boy in the lock shop. Plus 550. It was McDavid over 1.5 points, which was also our cool bet hotline of the day. We are 4 for 4 this week. We are 8 for our last 9. Trying to finish strong today. Cool bet hotline of the day around 720. Then we cashed that EST parlay as well. It was just a terrific moment. And Connor McDavid, what did we say? What did we tell you to sprinkle yesterday during the Coolbet hotline of the day? Sprinkle the over 2.5 points because he never done it against Buffalo.
Right.
Not only does he get 3, he gets 4. Connor McDavid having himself a Apple City kind of night. If you are watching on YouTube, let's hammer that thumbs up today. We would appreciate it. You'd appreciate it. I mean, it doesn't take much. Slide on in. I'm going to do it myself right now. There we go. There's one. It's weird.
I don't want to brag. I think I had the first this morning, but
what?
Yeah.
My God.
Well, I like getting in there a little early, stretching out.
This is a good one. Vance Van Vandervan. Me at the EST watch party tomorrow night when Norm in a combine tells me I should probably slow down on the booze. No.
I think based on prior
that's good.
experience, it'll be you telling him that.
It'll be
As Norm and the gang like to.
yeah. Norm's
They're
got
not shy
a
when they get
family
out
that
there.
parties.
Oh yeah. They don't.
Norm's boys are beauty.
Usually it's like you see somebody. Oh, you're with the family. Probably taking it easy tonight. No. They're
Yeah.
if not probably going harder.
It's
than you would
usually
be out
Norm
alone.
being like, I got to get these guys out of here. The boys are like,
And his wife.
Yeah, no, it's good. Yeah, join us tomorrow night. Oilers and Leafs. Nielsen show analyst Luke Gazdick making his debut on
That's
Hockey
gonna
Night
be
in Canada.
great.
That'll
That's
be
gonna
kind of
be-
cool. Those
we'll all chant as one.
sexy eyes.
Maybe they can pull the little horn or buzzer away.
Speaking of sexy, I told Eric today that if I was a woman, I would sleep with Matthias Ekholm.
Well,
I would. I mean, he's just a powerful, intimidating alpha male.
and speaks
He just
well.
is.
Speaks well.
Yeah,
He's
he's got the
well spoken.
beard.
He's a calm,
He's probably
confident,
shredded.
cool, and collected.
My
oh,
God.
imagine those abs, hey?
He does everything with power. Like both of his goals last night were just Johnny Rockets. Just terrific stuff. That's how good Matthias Ekholm is. I think I'm falling in love with that dude.
Give him the C.
Between Ekholm and Hyman, McDavid should take that C off and put it on Ekholm's bloody, sculpted,
A true
rock-hard chest.
captain would do that.
Yeah,
That'd
exactly.
be a good.
That's the thing. The Oilers just passed the C around.
I
to
don't
the room
want it. I don't
to
want it.
whoever led them that night.
What a room.
That's a real good idea.
Yeah.
We don't have an Ekholm goal song. We do have a Draisaitl goal song. We do have a Hyman goal song.
Still working on the Kane one.
Still working on the Kane goal song, but I don't know if we're going to need it at any point. We've got the Nurse goal song, but we also have a Connor Brown goal song, courtesy Jaunty in Victoria. Let's start your Friday like this.
Roll it.
I think we're gonna be glad. I think it's today, yeah. Connor Brown scored last night. His dragon is slain. He's finally off the schneid. He's finally out the schneid. Connor Brown's off to the schneid. It's about fucking time. He's had chances galore, 2-1s and breakaways, yeah. But he could never score, even strength of power play. He's finally out the schneid. He's finally out the schneid. Connor Brown's off at the schneid. It's about fucking time. He got to play McDavid blind. You should have scored once, you should have scored twice by now. And got to play alongside Drive. How could he not score? How did he not score? How? He's played on every line, but he's best on PK. Yeah. He could never find the twine till he found his last game. Yeah. He's finally out the schneid. He's finally out the schneid. Connor Brown's off at the schneid. It's about fucking time. It's about fucking time. It's about fucking time. It's about fucking time.
Oh, baby, Jaunty and Victoria, you guy. A conch for one Jaunty this morning. More goal songs on the way, obviously, as we work our way through the 6 o'clock hour. Let's lay out the show for you this morning. We'll take a look at our brackets. Eric and I both went 11 for 16.
Ain't that something?
We'll get to that during your morning announcements. They're going to be coming up shortly. EM Utility morning after show at 6:30 today. We'll go there. Cracking some packs for Wayne's. I brought in more of these new. I was in at Wayne's yesterday picking up some envelopes for crack pack shipping. Picked up a couple of packs for each of us. This new Parker's product.
Nice.
And I want you to smell these cards.
I don't even want to open it. The packaging looks immense.
It's got the
such
great
a
one on it.
beautiful.
We got the great one on
Yeah.
here. But you need to smell these cards because when I was doing the break on Wednesday night, they smell vintage. And like they're meant to be vintage. They smell vintage. So I'm in at Wayne's yesterday and I was just like, Wayne, these cards smell funny. And he goes, what? And Wayne goes over to the box and like starts trying to smell packs. He's like, I'm like, no, man, you got to open up a pack. So I want you to like justify the smell on this today. So we'll crack some packs around 6:45.
I love how you got Wayne sniffing his own product.
Yeah,
there,
Wayne sniffing his own product. I go in there. I went up to Wayne and Wayne Sports Cards. I said, Wayne, smell that card. Smell my cards, Wayne. And he did. And he couldn't smell it through the pack. But I'm telling you, when you open this pack, you'll be like, this smells different. It's great. Mike Johnson's going to join us. We'll get his thoughts on the Oilers rolling over the Sabres in the third last night. Wasn't a great start for the Oil. But we say that all the time.
Doesn't matter.
It wasn't a great start, but man,
It doesn't matter. Yeah.
Nashville did it again. Now, no Barkov for Florida yesterday, but still, I mean, who cares?
It looks
on the road in Florida, 3-0.
Shut him out.
Unbelievable. So we'll get to some of that with Mike Johnson. We'll obviously set up the Oilers and the Leafs. Can Zach Hyman find 2 goals? Like, Connor McDavid will make sure Zach Hyman scores 15 in Toronto. Will he not?
You got to.
He has to. If Connor McDavid cannot set up Hyman for 2 in Toronto, the whole season's a waste of time.
9 off, league leading Austin Matthews.
He's 9 back. And I think, didn't Kucherov have 4 assists last night?
Yeah.
I think McDavid's still 10 back.
10 points back, yeah.
Kucherov will not be denied.
Well,
we'll have your Coolbet hotline of the day around 7:20 today. Marshall Ferguson, friend of the show, one of my fellow CFL play-by-play men. He is at the CFL Combine for CFL.ca. I think it's him and Jim Barker who are broadcasting the Combine.
That's a tight,
on CFL.ca.
tight duo.
The Elks hold the first overall pick. So we'll slide out to the Combine at 7:30, see who Marshall thinks is who's showing out. I like saying that. They're showing out. Show up, show out. It's a popular saying. Vegas keyword today at 7:45. What did Matty Iwana got in store for us today? I mean, it's something. So the keyword coming up at don't laugh. He gets very rattled with this. Keyword at 7:45 today. If you are listening on TuneIn or on iHeart or wherever, make sure you're ready to text that keyword in and tell your friends. All they have to do is say, "Hey, device, play Edmonton Sports Talk," and it'll fire up for you on any device that you're on. Just say the device and tell them to play it, and there you go. I says pardon. We'll take a look at Major League Baseball. It's going to be a long season if what we saw yesterday happens. So.
But I thought the games were quicker.
Oh, man. Kind of easy trivia. 3 questions too many. Pete Greggy from Coolbet's going to pop by around 8:20 today. That's a good. We'll go there around 8:30 this morning. And then the beer of the week. Double dose of beer of the week. Scott was in on Monday.
What a week.
Scott's coming in, doing beer of the week, and then flying directly to Maui.
That's right.
What a day for him.
We'll send him off the best way we know how.
He gets to go to 2 of the best places in the world. EST, global headquarters,
And then
and
the
Hawaii.
Chili's at the airport. Oh, yeah.
and the Chili's at the airport. That's always good. All right, 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. We'll get to another goal song here for sure before 6:30. Probably Zach Hyman coming down the pipe for you. But let's get your morning announcements for 100.3 The Bear. All right, NHL slate last night. Obviously, the Edmonton Oilers doing their thing against Buffalo. The Sabres are interesting. Like, you can tell that they have some really good talent. It just hasn't come together yet as a team.
Yeah, and that goaltender, that Luukkonen.
Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen.
Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. I mean, I know the score and the ledger will read 8-3.
I mean, he
You'll
lit
wake
it
up and-
8.
I know, but again, like, it could have been 16.
Yeah, I think that he's got a .915 save percentage going into the game last night. They might have their goalie. Like, that might be
Early on, he was
their
making
guy.
some good saves.
He was.
But the
just
talent
tough when they kept
overcame.
coming at you.
Yeah.
So the Oilers roll over Sabres 8-3. The Vancouver Canucks 4-1. Like, the Canucks just tough to catch. They're just not going to allow themselves to be caught. Edmonton's playing as well as they possibly can to try to catch the Canucks, but the Canucks will have none of it.
No Thatcher, no problem.
None
Yeah,
of it.
That's what they say out there.
Winnipeg Jets in a battle for top spot in their division. They lose to the Devils 4-1, so that's not great news for them. Other games that mattered, well, I mean, we'll just whip through all of them. Rangers got by the Bruins 5-2 last night. Detroit, a big one against the Islanders.
Yeah.
Huss described this in the lock shop yesterday as a loser leaves town match.
No.
And pretty much it as far as the playoffs go. Not doesn't mean the Red Wings are in, but it means that it's still a lot tougher for the Islanders to kind of climb into that mix. They lose 6-3 in Detroit. The Hurricanes, unfortunately, don't cover the puck line, but they do beat the Flyers 3-2. Nashville rolls into Florida, blanks them. Ducks and Hawks, nobody cares about. The Golden Knights did win. They beat the Kraken, and then the Tampa Bay Lightning did cover that puck line. We were talking about the lock shop yesterday, 4-1, and the Cooch in on all 4 of those. He and McDavid both with 4 assist nights. As for
Blues, big one as well.
Oh, yeah, did I not say the Blues?
Blues over the Sens 5-2. They're hanging around, leapfrogging the Wild.
How about the brackets yesterday? Kentucky, the big one. Kentucky Falls allowed me a chance to text my good buddy who's a Kentucky fan. I chirped him a little bit. He was pretty devastated last night. This is a guy who, when we were living next to each other in college, we once got in a massive fight because of March Madness.
And Kentucky was involved? Or?
Kentucky and Duke.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it was major. I ended up choking him out with the vacuum cleaner cord.
Tough to be friends with somebody who is also a big supporter and fan of a direct rival of yours.
It's always tough.
That's a relationship that's a
especially when it comes to a boil and you're like, okay, now you and I are fighting.
Sometimes it doesn't, but there are dates when you go one-on-one.
Vicious tilt. Anyway, Kentucky Falls. I had Kentucky going to the Elite Eight.
Yeah.
That was the first sort of big bracket bust for me.
My winner, Arizona. Scare at the start. But like the
You have
Oilers.
Arizona winning it all.
Like the Oilers, they powered through.
These are our staff brackets.
Yeah.
Whoever has the best ones winning $50.
I got NC State going to the Final Four. They were victorious over Texas Tech in the upset.
You have
So
NC State going to the Final Four too?
I sure as hell do.
Holy smokes.
Yeah.
Risky bracket.
BYU, though, was my one. I had them going to the Elite Eight, and they were knocked out
So
yesterday.
you lost
by,
in Elite Eight too.
Yeah, DeQuesne.
We both went. I had them. I hit that one. I hit I had a couple of upsets yesterday. Kentucky obviously sucked for me. And I did have like this miraculous McNeese State run to the Sweet 16, and they got absolutely torched yesterday by Gonzaga. So you get a Gonzaga-Kansas matchup, which you usually don't see in the second round of the madness. But it doesn't matter how we got there. We both ended up at 11-16.
I'll take it. I
from
like
the first day. I mean,
I was telling you, I
like to hit the 12s.
Yeah.
11-16 doesn't do very well. I think Zacticum said he got like 6 right. That was a tough day for your bracket, Zacticum. What'd you get?
Well, I'm looking at it now, and I don't know. I had one really weird one that missed. I had Moorhead winning, and they lost, and I was like, okay, cool. And then I had Oregon winning.
Okay.
So
all right,
they're there. I'm actually just writing it down.
You're adding it up right now.
A couple upsets are bad, though.
Yeah, you got to pick a couple along the way. You didn't want to go too crazy upset heavy. Tough pill to swallow for YouTube Trev yesterday. YouTube Trev had Drake winning the entire thing. Mostly because he's just a Drake guy. So he's like, I'm going to pick Drake.
Yeah.
And it didn't happen. I think I saw yesterday at ESPN 0.056% of brackets are still perfect. You know who's one of them who still has a perfect bracket? Bijan Robinson of the Atlanta Falcons, the running back of the Atlanta Falcons. Still has a perfect bracket rolling.
I love it.
How about that?
I told you, like, if I had the perfect opening round, I would retire.
Yeah.
Like, I know we're not done it yet, but just having that, that's something I would frame, and I'd just be like, this is it. This is the height of my gambling, my sports fandom, anything. Getting that perfect
16
opening
for 16
round. I mean,
start.
there's so much, getting Final Fours, you can kind of, you pick your heavyweights or whatever, and that's more than likely, but getting these weird upsets and everything, and
my dad and I have been doing brackets together since we were like 12. And HR Daddy has a bracket in our little competition here too. But like 1 year, I can't remember how old I was, but 1 year I went 15 for 16 in the first round. And I still remember, like, I still remember. I was like, that was like the best it's ever. Like, yeah, it was, that was real nice.
Bijan has Texas winning over UConn in the,
really?
We'll see if he gets that far.
That's going to be.
You got a UConn, Baylor, Houston, Texas Final Four.
The real not so slim shady in the nasty chat today says 162 watching and only 44 thumbs up. Hammer 'em. Thank you, man. Let's see. Let me see the number here right now because I got that Zach Hyman goal song just locked and loaded here. We're at 52. I mean, let's hammer that thumbs up a couple more times. Get to 65 here before 6:30. I'm playing the Hyman song. I'm playing that Hyman song coming up. Somebody says, guys, is YouTube Trev part-time at EST? No, YouTube Trev works a ton. He did yesterday morning, and then he did the pre and post last night. So he asked today off because he's also working on Saturday and Sunday.
He paying overtime
with pre and post as well.
Right? He's working full time.
Yeah. He's working full time. He should be getting paid part time, but he's not getting paid at all. I told him when we brought him in, I said, "Listen, Trev, we're going to need you to prove yourself. I'm put you on probation for a year, volunteer position, and if you can make it through the year, we'll hire you." So on day 364, I'm going to fire him and be like, ha ha, he totally got you, man. No, he's busy. He works a lot. He works a lot. Today's Acticum's first show producing without like Matty Iwanek sitting over his shoulder out there on the couch following everything. But your confidence level's pretty high, right, Acticum?
Yeah, I feel good. Well, Trev gave me a note here, like a little lunchbox note, just saying, have a good time, don't be nervous. So that really helped. That made me happy.
It's going to suck when we fire YouTube Trev over Zoom and we mute his mic.
Yeah, that's true. That'll be good. I like that. Chris, see, this is what I'm talking about, Chris. I love this, Chris. Chris says, guys, I switched from TuneIn to YouTube just to hit that like this morning. My man.
Love it.
My man. Tell your friends about TuneIn and iHeart and, the future of Edmonton Sports Talk here. It's very simple.
Future media.
To listen. Hey, there we are. We had 69 likes. I guess I got to follow through here. Right? Zach Hyman, he does it again twice. Zach Hyman doesn't need to use his stick to score goals. It's off his hand. Boom. No problem. No big deal. Scoring zone. Zach Hyman.
Hey everyone, I'm Zach Hyman of the Edmonton Oilers.
She's so tenacious.
Hope you guys enjoy it.
Revving up his engine, listen to the crowd just roar. No reason for tension, Zach is gonna shoot and score. Hyman's in the scoring zone. Right into the scoring zone. Signed for 7 years, now he's playing by McDavid's side. He's got you jumping out of your seat cause of that look in his eyes. Hyman's in the scoring zone. He'll take you right into that scoring zone. with you. Playing with Connor, it's a top line overload. You'll finally see what he can do. So raise your hands up as high as they can go.
He always said that was a magician's secret.
His energy is contagious.
Playing with an edge, that's what you're gonna see. Taking the next step, cause he's no longer with the Leafs. Hyman's in the scoring zone. He'll take you right into that scoring zone. Hyman's in the scoring zone. He'll take you right into that scoring zone.
Oh, Zach Hyman continues to roll. Just because he's a good dude, you want to see him get 50 in Toronto, right? Family and friends, the kid comes home.
It has to happen. It has to happen.
Has to happen.
Thank you, Mr. Bettman, for making this game where it is on the schedule.
I've
Right?
said for years, if anybody knows scheduling,
Hell.
it's Gary Bettman.
They know how to entertain.
All of our Nielsen Show songs are brought to you by Sportball. Your kid will have a smile on their face as they learn multiple sports. Visit www.sportball.ca for more information on all of the sports programs that they offer. Of course, spring programs already up and running. Summer programs are now available. They're booking those up. They're filling those up right now. If you want to get your kid active in the summer for a week or two, get them off those screens. Am I right? Sign them up for Sportball. Sign them up for Sportball. This message over in the Nasty Chat says, Toronto fans must be very angry. Thank you, Dubas. So it's funny. I was on TSN radio in Toronto this morning with Krolnik and Kolyakovo. And Krolnik was kind of talking, and Kolyakovo was just like, are you kidding me? Like, Leafs fans still love Zach Hyman.
Okay.
Like, Zach Hyman was apparently willing to take a bit of a hometown discount just to stay in Toronto. And they're like, no, it's okay. John Tavares wore Maple Leafs pajamas.
Michael Bunting.
We're going to overpay this guy instead.
It's bunting time.
And Zach Hyman gets delivered to the Oilers on a silver freaking platter at arguably this season, maybe the best contract in the whole bloody league. He's going to score 50 plus. He's going to probably 55 when it's all said and done.
Still some takes out there on Twitter, though, that was you guys suggest otherwise when it did happen, which is highly hilarious. You know, one of these, this is going to be a terrible contract. This is, in terms of acquisitions, and I don't care if it's trade, signing, drafting, whatever. Like, I know we were talking yesterday about the lottery. This individual, at the stage he is at in his career, and not just everything he's doing on the ice, but everything he does off the ice, give me a better bargain, a better deal.
If you at any point, even when they signed Hyman back in the day, if you at any point had an anti-Hyman take, it was ludicrous. Absolutely ludicrous. He has come in here and has been the perfect winger to play with Connor McDavid. He works his ass off. He digs pucks out. He gets to the bloody net. It's like nobody else could ever figure out that the key, Patty Maroon did it for a little bit, but nobody else could ever really figure out that the key to playing and having a ton of success with Connor McDavid is just going to the net with your stick on the ice, kids. Yeah. And Connor McDavid will find you, and he will feed you.
97 shooter, more like 97 bruiser.
Oh! Eric's got all the good ones today. 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. And we will get to that a little bit later on. When the Oilers were pursuing Hyman, I remember talking with like Dregs and stuff on the old show. I'd be like, tell us about the Zach Hyman. What's the deal with Hyman?
Tell us.
And he was always like,
Zachary Martin Hyman.
The only thing with Hyman is that you wish you had one of them on every line. And I was always like, Dregs, that's a ridiculous thing to say. Why would you ever want the same player on all four lines? And then you see him and you're like, oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Zach Hyman can play first line, second line, third line, and fourth line. Zach Hyman can do whatever you want. And he can do whatever he wants right now around the National Hockey League. And he'll be able to do whatever he wants at Edmonton for the rest of his days if he can help them deliver a Stanley Cup. this spring. We got your morning after show on the other side. Darnell Nurse goal song, Draisaitl goal song still to come. Let's get to a sports update right now with Lieutenant Eric for Green Plan. EM Utility EM Utility locating morning after show on the other side here at 6:30. We'll crack some packs before 7 o'clock. Who needs a conch this morning? Pound that box at 780-218-99. And give us a thumbs up on the old YouTube and sub to the channel if you haven't already. Here's the update.
Zach Hyman with a pair of goals. Connor McDavid, 4 assists. The Oilers would score 6 straight on way to an 8-3 win over the Sabres, capping a 4-game homestand. The Oilers in Toronto tomorrow evening to take on the Maple Leafs. You can join the entire Edmonton Sports Talk crew. We'll be at Hudson's on White Ave for our Oilers watch party where Tommy Gazzola will be dishing out the GCs. Swing on down. Should be a great evening. Elsewhere last night, Canucks over the Habs 4-1. Vegas with a 3-1 win over Seattle. Jets dropping one in Jersey 4-1 to the Devils. Blues topping the Senators 5-2. And Nashville Predators remaining red hot. They go into Florida shutting out the Panthers 3-0. Opening round action from the March Madness tournament continues this morning with number 9 Northwestern facing number 8 Florida Atlantic. Tip-off 10:15. Round 1 of the AJHL playoffs continues tonight with 3 games. Grand Prairie visit Calgary. That series even at 2. The Canmore Eagles visit Lloydminster with the Eagles up 3-1. And Camrose visit Whitecourt with the host Wolverines leading 3-1. Rachel Homan's Team Canada, a perfect 10-0 at the World Women's Curling Championships. They'll play a pair of games later today against Scotland and finishing off against Korea. Sports update brought to you by Green Plan. With construction season coming up around the corner, planning season is already in full swing. For all of your environmental planning needs, you can contact Green Plan Environmental Consultants. They can assist with any of your environmental concerns, no matter how big or small the project. Green Plan is here to help. Check them out today at green-plan.com.
There's something happening here. The Oilers look a lot better this year. Another win, put 2 points on the board. Telling me your faith is restored. I think it's time you stop, listen, here we go. Wake up with the morning after show. This year's team's looking strong. Connor and Leon, they can't do no wrong. 6 o'clockers are losing their minds. Getting so many messages on the text line. Think it's time you stop, listen, here we go. Wake up with the morning after show.
These are still one of the best things anybody's ever given to us, man. These little conch whistles.
And there's only one left in the bag, eh?
We're going to have to place our own order. I'll order 1,000 of these things and go at Rogers Place during the playoffs and just throw them up in the air outside the rink.
Might be bringing mine down to the Hudson's on White tomorrow for
that's a great idea.
For Luke Gazdick's appearance.
We, Hudson's White EST watch party tomorrow for the Oilers and Leafs. Let's make that a good time. Let's show up and show out. That's what we like to say. We're going to hear what Matthias Ekholms has to say coming up here in a little bit after the game last night. But let's get into your morning after show for EM Utility Locating, the award-winning EM Utility Locators. How about that? The best in the biz. I love when we got the best in the biz working with us. Call 780-222-9497, 780-222-9497, or visit www.emutilitylocating.com. GPR and concrete scanning, damage prevention, planning, design, education, and training. Dig Safe Month is coming up in April, and if you would like to have a free seminar from Matt and the crew over at EM Utility Locating, just give them a call, 780-222-9497. They'll come in, talk to your staff, explain all the ways you can be safe.
A free seminar?
Free seminar.
Hey.
In 2024.
Well, come on now. Why wouldn't you not? I might invite him over to the house.
That's a good idea.
Say, hey, wife, you.
Well, sometimes you might dig.
Who knows? Who knows when you need that advice and that
I
help?
like that.
But a free seminar?
EM Utility Locating. Don't kill yourself. Give them a call. They'll keep you safe. All right, the Edmonton Oilers and the Buffalo Sabres last night. Lieutenant Eric, your EST. Big moment that happened. What are you going with?
On a night like that, I'm just going to go with Ekholms' second of the evening. His seventh of the season to make it 5-3.
The hammer job.
I mean, it's an exclamation point on the night. You're never looking back after that point. And, that's where I'm going with a bullet this morning. Matthias Ekholms' second of the evening to put the Oilers up 5-3.
I like that one. I think that's a good one. And it was a pretty goal, too.
Yes.
Like McDavid, boom, around the one guy, comes in, throws it to Draisaitl. Draisaitl, who does about 1 million backhand passes in the offensive zone a night, has this one. It's a safe play. Boom, beautiful look from Draisaitl. And Ekholm, everything he does hard. Like, there's nothing soft about Matthias Ekholm, man. Like, everything he does in a powerful way.
Him crossing the blue line with puck possession is scary. I don't care if you're Lukanen or whoever.
Ukko-Pekka
Lukanen.
That's my favorite name in the league,
It's
man.
great. Even the first name. If I'm having a kid, it's Ukko-Pekka.
Yeah?
Maybe Ukko-Pekka, but just Ukko.
What names in sports roll off the tongue better right now than Ukko-Pekka Lukanen? Like, once you get it, you get it.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Like, pull your yard.
Zach, you got any suggestions?
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Oh, you like that one? Yeah. Very
Greek
good.
freak.
You're very good at saying the Greek freak's real name, Zach. Well done, sir.
I
Well
practiced a long time.
done. Yeah, you did. He's in front of the mirror all day. Someday the boys are going to ask me, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Ukko-Pekka Lukanen. I think that Matthias, I'll say Connor Brown shooting a puck into the net.
Okay.
For the first time this year. Like, the
Why
other one
not?
went off of him.
Yeah.
This time he got to bury one. It was late, but whatever.
Yeah.
Connor Brown, second of the season. Who does he think he is? Matthias Janmark?
Well,
I've been waiting for that one.
somebody did have a text earlier this morning. 20 goals for Connor Brown. Season's end. Book it.
Hilarious.
Yes.
Oh, by the way, before I forget, a conch for Loomis this morning.
Yeah.
It's his wedding day.
That's wedding day today.
Wedding day today.
Loomis, congratulations. Also, this one, Oil Patch Dan. Conch me, boys. 17 years of marriage today. Luckiest man
boy.
in the world. So,
Wait a second. Loomis is getting married on Dan's anniversary?
hey, beautiful
What a
thing.
dick move. My mom got married on her sister's sweet 16th birthday. Like on the actual day.
You know when that is.
Oh,
you plan for that.
I know.
This is just a nasty, two
I
nasties
know.
ships in the night. I mean, but that's a
Planned her wedding
plan for it. Ugh.
on her sister's 16th birthday.
Sketchy.
Nasty Nana gives no F's. It's just that
She
simple.
certainly
Never
doesn't.
has, never will. All right, super stat of the night. What are you going with, buddy?
You know what? I know. Whenever it's 8 goals, we're talking McMuffins, Hyman, pair of goals, McDavid, 4 assists, and maybe you stop in the McDavid 4 assists. We said yesterday, heading into the game, right? Never more than the only team that he hasn't recorded more than 3.
He never recorded more than 2 points.
More
He
than
never
2
had
points.
a 3-point night against the Buffalo Sabres.
Holy heck.
Now he has. Now he's had
Draisaitl, a quiet goal and 2 helpers. Ekholm, 2 goals and an assist. But I'm going with one Troy Stetcher, recording his
Good.
first point as an Oiler.
Good. I'm glad.
Lost in the commotion.
He only played 15 minutes last night. I think he's capable of playing more.
Yep, assisting on the Nurse goal.
And I tweeted it last night. I don't know how you can take him out and leave Ceci in.
I know.
When Desharnais is good to go or
And
whenever
again,
they want to put him back in.
I'm talking about him now in a positive fashion, but it's another game where you're like, oh, Stetcher was...
The more you let Stetcher play, I think even the better he will get.
Yep.
I know pre-deadline, like when they traded for him and you went and looked and you saw how much he was playing, you're like, I think Stetcher can come in and play here. And I know there was this big discussion around the market of, well, I mean, who's going to be the upgrade on Cody Ceci? And everybody's like, well, they didn't get one because they didn't get number 4. But, I mean, hot take alert, I think they did upgrade Cody Ceci at the deadline.
Well, this is almost...
And they just did.
And not on the same level, but acquiring Ekholm last year, where there was noise around a lot of other individuals.
Yeah.
And then they just all of a sudden go out and get this, okay, well, yeah, and everybody knows who Matthias Ekholm is, but never really mentioned in the conversation. This almost like that, but on a obviously lesser scale down the blue line. But, I mean, if it turns out this way, that's great value. And
he assists on the game winner. And I loved his sense of urgency on the point leading up to that goal. Puck came back to him. What did he do? Put it on net as quickly as he could. Mad scramble, comes back around to him. He has a sense of urgency to hustle over to the point. He grabs it, and he doesn't dust it off. He knows exactly where he's going with it, and it's on and off his stick, hammered over to Nurse on the other side. Nurse puts it on net. They got some traffic there with that Henrique line, and they end up scoring the goal. Stetcher is a better defenseman than their other options on the right side. I'm sorry. I think he is. And maybe I get proven wrong at some point.
Prove him wrong.
But I think he is.
I don't know if you'll get too many arguments this morning.
Maybe not this morning, but at some point the argument will pop up. But I'm going to stick to my guns on this one, I think. 780-218-9999. My super stat of the night, as this is a Ekholm love fest this morning. Yeah. 2 goals, 1 assist, +2, 5 shots, 2 hits, 21-49 last night. I mean, he was just he's a rock back there. A rock, I tell you. 4th star of the game last night, the 3 stars of the hockey game. A lot of options for the stars last night. Obviously, 3 stars, Matthias Ekholm, 1st star, Connor McDavid, 2nd star. Leon Draisaitl, 3rd star of the hockey game last night. Who's your 4th star?
I mean, you could pick somebody. I'm doing it. I'm saying it, and I'm going to do it. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen.
Wow.
He played
wild.
He played really. I mean, I know the game got away on them, and obviously the talent came to the.
I don't think a guy who led in 8 has ever been 4th star.
I know, but you got to understand, it could have been 16-3 early. I mean, they have some really good looks, and he made some outstanding saves. It's 4th star. He doesn't get any monetary prize. I'm not gonna, there's just a little exercise this morning. But I think it's a credit to him when, again, the opposing team is losing 8-3 in here, and I'm looking at him and saying, okay, he had a pretty decent. I mean, given everything else. But yeah, I mean, look, in reality, I guess you could go over that list and just choose another Oiler from an 8-3 win. But yeah, I'm gonna get a little dicey. I'm gonna get a little spicy, and I'm gonna go with UPL as your 4th star. Come at me.
38th star of the game. I'm going to go to 2 guys who have the zeros across the board special. Zemus Gergensons and Jeff Skinner.
Played the rap, too.
-2, both of them. No shots on goal, no hits, no points, no nothing. And, I mean, they played 9 minutes and 11 minutes, but...
Skinner's got concrete skates, eh? That guy's got a bit of a... It's
deal. How about Jordan Greenway playing 22 and a half minutes? For the Buffalo Sabres last night. You know who's a good player? The Tuck's a good player. He moves well. I like him.
Somebody on Twitter yesterday, and the comments from Luke Gazda kind of stuck in my head, to which he said Buffalo and their talent for the future. He doesn't really prefer it up top in the forward group, and somebody politely declined there. There are a few good names on that Sabres roster.
Yeah, but that's it.
I guess
there's a
no
few good
depth,
names.
a few, yeah.
But I like Cousins. I think Benson. Benson's a teenager. They've got some pieces there. They're not there yet. They're not there right now.
And being that it's Buffalo, you don't expect them to ever get there.
Well, I mean,
you know what I mean. You know,
just imagine being a Buffalo Sabres fan and watching Connor McDavid at 4 assists last night and be like, man, we were one lottery ball away from
and you don't even have Jack Eichel
getting that guy
anymore.
I know
you got nothing from the whole exercise.
That's a tough way to spin it. The Steady Eddy of the evening. You know what I'll do? I'll go back to Stetcher. Let's give Stetcher the Steady Eddy of the evening.
Love it.
Yeah, I liked his battle in front of the net. He was battling in front of the net at the same time. He was trying to get his legs in front of pucks and stuff.
Stetcher season.
I'm gonna throw the old Steady Eddy of the evening for EM Utility Locating onto Troy Stetcher last night. Stetcher of Troy. Be steady again.
Stetcher.
Do we have the Ekholm post game, Zacticum? Let's load in that Matthias Ekholm post game. Grab that for us, and
let's get it.
We'll go there. We'll get to Matthias Ekholm, what he had to say after the game. Somebody in the Nasty chat said this morning that Matthias Ekholm might be the 3rd best defenseman in the history of the Edmonton Oilers, which I think is probably taking it a little bit too far. But if you're looking at Paul Coffey, Chris Pronger, then who? That's probably. I mean, it's a hype train after the game he had last night.
I mean, Evan Bouchard is putting up points like a son of a bee here.
Yeah, but if you're taking one guy to start your team on the back end, man, probably Ekholm. All right, let's hear Matthias Ekholm after the game last night. Look at this beard, unbelievable.
Period that you guys kind of really leaned into it. What do you think changed things there for you?
Yeah, I actually really liked the second period too. If you look at the first, I didn't love it. We got in, we had a nice chat about it, and got out and showed what kind of team we are. And I thought, even though the second was still a pretty decently even period, I liked our intensity. I liked our checking better. And then obviously in the third, we took over. You know, when you get that lead to go, which was huge, they're going to start cheating a little bit and opens up the game, and that's kind of what happened. We scored a couple of rushes, so maybe it got out of hand more than it should have or would have, but it did now, and it was kudos to us.
You talked about having a little chat. What's said in there? What were you kind of wanting to address?
No, it's just we all know now it's about to get to crunch time, and we can't lean into games and just sit there and wait. And I just didn't like the first, and we all realized that. I think we have a pretty mature team in here, and everybody understands when we play good and bad, but sometimes it needs to be said. And yeah, whatever was said, I'll keep in house.
That move on your first goal, is that something you had in your back pocket for a while?
No, I don't know. I was surprised I got on a 2-on-1, and then I was up with Kaner, and he got kind of taken away. So I figured I'll try to find a hole, and got it through the D-man, and the goalie was surprised. So yeah, we'll take it.
In the second goal, the setup by Leon.
Yeah, I was served on a golden platter there, right? I mean, you can't ask for more than that. So obviously, the shot was good as well, but the setup was unbelievable.
Are you jumping up to the plate more?
I don't know. I mean, last week I was sick that one game, and then made me actually get 5 days off, which is, with the schedule we've had, is kind of unheard of. So my legs feel really well, and I feel like I'm reading the plays well right now, and I take my time, or I take my chances jumping up. Hopefully it won't be it's at the, I guess, cost of defense or goals against, but as long as we keep playing a sound game and keeping it forward, there's no reason why not.
Looking ahead, you guys got Toronto on Saturday. Zach's got 48 goals. To go back into Toronto, maybe get 50. Is that something you guys have thought about at all, or is that something maybe you'll think about on the fight?
No, I have not thought about that. It's great to see him score. I love that for him. I think he's an unbelievable guy, and he's been doing so well all year, whether he gets 50 on Saturday or whenever. I don't really care. I just hope that he gets there because he's deserved it all year.
You mentioned how it's getting close to crunch time. Did you feel a game like this was good to kind of work out some kinks and know that you have a little bit more to kind of work out as the next 15 games kind of?
I guess time will tell, but yeah, I've liked the first period to be better, absolutely. But I did love the response that we had, and hopefully we, as I said earlier, we have a mature group in here, and usually we know when we play good or bad, and lessons hopefully learned from that first, and that we don't have to go back there. But I'm sure there's going to be games where you have a little bit of a dip, but hopefully not a lack of checking or effort.
There you go. That is Mattias Ekholm after the game last night, courtesy Oilers Plus here on your EM Utility Locating morning after show.
What a refreshing. I mean, a couple of things. First, good on him for playing the sickie, like the Friday prior to a long weekend. You know, that type of thing.
Well, I was going to say, like,
not saying he's faking it, but
how strong of flu bug do you have to take that guy down?
Yeah,
you know, look at that guy.
And just again, the way in which he speaks. And in terms of hockey players, modern day hockey players, a calmness, a willingness to kind of go a little deeper, peel back a few layers. I mean, speaks like a top blue liner, speaks like a head coach, speaks like a captain. This guy is the full package. So we know, but somebody in the nasty chat also said that March 20th last year? Yeah, something about this week in Ekholm last year, March 20th, same game with San Jose, ripping shots, jumping up. Et al. So I guess spring has sprung again for one Mattias Ekholm.
Thunderbeard himself.
Loves the spring. Beware of the Ides of March, NHL.
This text is in from Jeffy this morning. Grown man. Referring to himself as Jeffy. I love it. I respect that.
With a J.
Boys, I have a confession. I didn't trust the Oilers' ability to give a hoot last night, so I started Luukkonen in fantasy. Those numbers last night were ugly. That's a tough one. That's a tough fantasy night right there for Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. Ekholm is in it, or Strummy's in it, says Ekholm has a real Chuck Norris vibe.
Yeah,
he does, doesn't he?
That aura around him, yeah. Well, 100%. Get those texts for a Friday show.
Send in your Mattias Ekholm
Love it.
Chuck Norris-style text messages to 780-218-9999. That is your morning after show. It is brought to you by EM Utility Locating. EM Utility Locating. Don't kill yourself, and make plans to join us for the Hyman 50 goal party, which will be happening on Saturday at Hudson's.
The Hyman 50 goal party.
Right?
Live from Toronto, it's the Zach Martin Hyman 50-goal party
50-goal
starring
party.
Luke
50-goal
Gazdick.
party. Should be a pretty good time.
Maybe Kyle will be there to watch, eh?
Wouldn't that be something?
Little Mr. Dubas.
Hey guys, I'm here. What the hell are you doing here? It's not like he's saving the Pittsburgh Penguins right now.
No, exactly. So maybe he buys a ticket and just watches the event.
That's a tough one. If you need a conch this morning, hit us up, 780-218-9999. Get into the Paris Jewelers inbox. Slide on over. Give us a thumbs up on YouTube as well. I think we're cruising around 100 likes, which is good. We're going to crack some packs here coming up for Wayne's Sports Cards. Probably a dry settle goal song before 7 o'clock this morning here as well. Wake those kids up.
If you see a card store on the side of the road, you think, gotta tweet it to the
Crack Pack, yeah. I'm tracking down all the young guns today. Looking for the young guns today. Looking for the young guys today.
I got me a card, it's a heck of a pull, and we're tweeting it out to the Crack Pack. I got me a canvas, it's worth about 20, so hurry up and sell it to get more money.
The Crack Pack is a little old game where we can crack together. Crack Pack, baby.
A Crack Pack, baby.
Crack Pack, baby, Crack Pack. Crack Pack, baby, Crack.
Oh, Crack Pack. Another Crack Pack break coming your way over on Facebook at Crack Pack Card Breaks. Another one coming your way on Sunday. I'll have a break on Sunday night. Should be a lot of fun. And hey, Saturday, April 13th, National Hockey Card Day.
Yes.
Start to make plans right now. Saturday, April 13th, National Hockey Card Day over at Wayne Sports Cards. They got the free packs of the 2024 National Hockey Day cards that will include a Connor Bedard in that set this year.
Yes.
And they've got the return of their annual balloon pop going on over there. Man, I don't know how they put together all these balloons. It's
I did my
ridiculous,
first
but-
last year at Wayne's.
Did you?
And let me tell you, nobody throws a party like Wayne's. They got the full staff there. The balloons are going.
busy day.
The deals are all over the place.
Yeah,
It's a real good day.
You know Glenn Ma from Calgary? His
Yes.
brother works at Wayne's now.
Get out of here.
Swear to God.
Like fresh, like he's just
Swear to
started.
God.
or
Well,
to-
he's been like one of their like part-time guys for a while, but
Yep.
now he's working there quite a bit. Yeah. Door prizes that day. A lot more going on. Just ask for more details when you pop into Wayne's. Saturday, April 13th for National Hockey Card Day. Go in, pop a balloon, and win a prize. All right, so these are the new Parker's Champion cards. And I did 6 boxes of these on Wednesday night. And you have to tell me, I want you to open it up and smell these cards.
Smell test.
Because they do not smell like your regular Upper Deck cards. They kind of smell vintage to me.
Okay.
And I know you're a little stuffed. We're all a little stuffed up around
Just
here.
trying
but,
to get my palate.
yeah, get that nose palate
Okay.
going.
Strange.
Right? Okay. They smell different. They smell vintage.
Something's yeah.
They
that's-
smell
it's a
vintage. It smells like your grandparents' basement.
Something's going on there.
Yeah, it almost smells like a little like a pack that's been around for 70 years. Like, it's wild to me. All right.
These
what do
are
we got?
nice cards, though.
Yeah, they're cool, right? They're clean. JD
Very
Pajot,
clean.
Jordan Eberle, Sam Reinhart, Anthony Duclair.
Tristan Jarry, former Royal King here.
You get autos in here
Brad.
too, which is
Ooh,
real
Connor
nice.
McDavid.
Connor McDavid base card.
Jeff Skinner from last night. Drew
Ooh,
Doughty.
what do we got here? Matthew Tkachuk. Tomorrow's Riches, Seth Jarvis, having a real nice year.
Tomorrow's
Seth Jarvis.
Riches.
That
That's
looks
a
nice,
nice
right?
looking
Nice
card
looking card.
there.
So at
Maybe
the
this one.
break on Wednesday, I pulled a 1-of-1 printing plate of Provorov. I was telling you about that.
Yes.
That was a nice hit. We pulled a 4-of-10 Jonathan Drouin, 4-color auto patch of Markstrom. It was real nice break. But these cards just smell so different. It's messing with me.
Look at this
There's
little
like
guy
a musky
here.
smell to them. Oh, yeah, you get these little
A
guys.
Tom Wilson.
Yeah.
Big guy, little card.
Just little.
What the hell's going on here? This is great. It's like a stamp.
Yeah.
Can, cup. Rusty Razor and Larkin. Yeah, no, these are.
I'm just glad you've verified the smell for me, because when Wayne was like, "Are you sure?" I haven't heard that from anybody else. I'm like,
you might still be in the club
cracked 6
alone.
boxes
Like
of these.
they smell different, but I'm not going full.
But they
basement on it.
smell different though, right?
Different.
Like-
Yeah, I'll give you that. I'll meet in the middle here. It's.
Yeah. I like the smell.
No.
I don't think it's getting drafted in our draft of smells that we're
No,
planning for
like,
the summer.
and I don't usually smell most. I mean, the old ones have a certain.
Yeah, but if you were like, if I
musk.
had a pack of Upper Deck here, just a sec.
Okay.
Hang on 1 second.
Wow, look at this. What do you got back there? You got a lot of. Oh, yeah.
From like the 91, 92.
Okay.
So these are from 91, 92. Let's crack these.
Okay.
And see how they smell compared to the other ones.
Stale.
But does it smell like the other ones?
Well, no, but I mean,
Let's see,
the
let's see.
difference isn't exactly.
See, yeah, these ones just smell gross. They've been in there for a while. That's completely
Well, that's
different.
yeah.
Oh, at least I got a Michelle Goulet and a Greg Millen and a Joey Mullen.
Steve Weiserman.
Oh, how about this one? Montreal Canadiens goaltending legend J.C. Bergeron.
Love it.
God, I always thought J.C. Bergeron was going to be the guy.
Seabass.
Cam Neely. Excellent.
Seabass.
Excellent. Anyway, swing on by Wayne's.
Dave Tippett.
Tip. Classic.
Gerald Diddick. John Casey. North Stars. That's a
Yes,
hot looking
that's a
card.
nice
Look
one.
at that. I love this pack here. Hey, Keith Acton, former.
Oh, man, you pulled another real nice
These are
ones
hits.
here.
Craig Berube, Brian Leach.
Excellent
What
stuff.
a Friday.
Nice Brian Leach. That's good.
Look at this. Look at that.
All right, here we go.
Conch to Wayne's.
April 13th, 2024. Free packs of the 2024 National Hockey Day cards. It's National Hockey Card Day. It's going to be packed in there. You're going to love it. Go in, hit the balloons.
The balloons are
It's going to
great.
be a good time. It's going to be a good time. Leon Draisaitl goal song. That's usually a good time, isn't it? Let's dive into this bad boy.
Try, 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 try. Try, 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 try. Leon scored a goal tonight. Watching him plays quite a sight. You know this song is tight. Oilers fans, come on. You loved him endlessly since he was drafted number 3. He's a center with a size that was born in Cologne. Try to stop him, you can't do much more. That ain't no lie. You just wanna see him shoot and score. It was try, 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 try. Gonna make a fool out of you. Probably score a goal and assist on 2. You can't stop him, and that ain't no lie. Cause it's try, 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 try. Don't even try to play him rough. Leon is a German, so you know he's tough. His hands are crazy and Aikens loves his eyes. Yeah, it's try, 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 try. Gonna make a fool out of you. Probably score a goal and assist on 2. You can't stop him, and that ain't no lie. Cause it's try, 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 try. Don't even try to play him rough. Leon is a German, so you know he's tough. His hands are crazy and Aikens loves his eyes. Yeah, it's try, 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 try.
Leon Draisaitl goal song brought to you by Sport Ball. Sign your kid up for one of their summer programs right now, and your kids will be like, "Thanks, mommy and daddy. You made my summer great." Sport Ball. That's what they'll say. Sportball.ca. Nash Osborne is in and says, speaking of smells, I stoked up the fire this morning and went out and started the diesel. While grabbing more firewood to bring in, the smell of fire and cold diesel was an enchanting odor.
Yeah, that's that smell discussion leading up to a potential future draft. That's going to rack around in the brain for a bit, I think.
There's a really good buzz around the draft of smells, and I'm looking forward to it at some point. Really
like,
looking forward to it.
Do you like a locker room? Do you like that? That
I mean, some people do.
I'm saying, maybe by the end of rec league season, you're like, oh yeah, but that beginning, the first game, fall's setting in.
I will say this: new hockey equipment smell should probably be drafted.
Because even smells that maybe if you don't enjoy them, maybe they do bring up a time that you enjoy.
Jack Cookson over at Pro-Am texts me and says, didn't have smelling cards on my EST YouTube bingo card, but here we are. Yep. Well, of course. And are you really surprised, Jack?
Put it in the free space.
Come on, man. 780-218. Let me lay out the next 2 hours for you. We do have Mike Johnson coming up. We're going to set up the Oilers and Leafs tomorrow. By the way, shout out to this guy's first text into the old Paris Jewelers inbox, and his name is Mill Cheese. I got some time for this. This text comes in from Mill Cheese. Morning, boys. I bet a Leafs fan $50 that Hyman will hit the half-century mark on Saturday night. Where do you put the odds and chances that he does it? I think Connor McDavid helps him make that happen. I mean, Zach Hyman is going to be a man on a bloody mission to bury 50 in Toronto on Saturday night. So I think that's a good bet. I think that's a good bet. And you know what I'll be doing? I'll be sprinkling McDavid over Hyman over 1.5 goals on Saturday while we're at Hudson's, and it's going to be a great night. It's going to be a great night. That watch party is going to be good. Make plans to join us on Hudson's on White on Saturday night. Second and third hours of the show. Here's what we got for you. Mike Johnson, he's waiting. He's going to join us here coming up right away. We got your Coolbet hotline of the day as we try to go 5 for 5 this week. Who are we, Mystic Mike? That's crazy. Marshall Ferguson's going to join us. He's at the CFL Combine. Of course, the Elks hold the first overall pick. So we'll get into that a little bit around 7:30. Your key word for the EST Flyway to Vegas coming up in exactly 45 minutes. I says pardon. We're going to get into Major League Baseball continuing to ruin itself. Kind of easy trivia. 3 questions too many. P. Gregoire from Coolbet's going to pop by. That's good for the Italian Center Shop. And Sobeys and Safeway Liquor Beer of the Week as the Edmonton Oilers get by the Buffalo Sabres 8-3 last night. Your reaction to it is 780-218-9999. Let's get to a sports update for a curling event that is happening in the city right now, and Eric's going to go check out later on this morning. Can't wait.
Oilers scoring 6 straight on way to an 8-3 win over the Sabres last night to cap a 4-game homestand. Matthias Ekholms with a pair of goals and an assist. Leon Draisaitl with the goal and 2 helpers, while Connor McDavid also adding 4 assists to the night. He has 10 points back in Nikita Kucherov in the points race. Zach Hyman, a pair of goals, 9 off league-leading Austin Matthews. And that's where the Oilers are next. Toronto tomorrow night to take on the Leafs. You can join the Edmonton Sports Talk crew. We'll be out live at Hudson's on White with one Tommy Gazzola as well for the Oil Stream pregame show, as Gazzola will be dishing out GCs throughout the night. Join us down once again, Hudson's on White, Edmonton Sports Talk watch party tomorrow night, Oilers and Leafs. Other action last night, Preds red hot. They go into Florida, shut out the Panthers 3-0. Blues keeping their season alive. They top the Sens 5-2. Jets dropping one down in New Jersey 4-1 of the Devils. Vegas with a big win 3-1 over the Kraken, and the Canucks over the Habs 4-1. Opening round action from the March Madness tournament will continue this morning. Game 1 will feature number 9 Northwestern taking on number 8 Florida Atlantic. Tip-off 10:15. AJHL opening round of the playoffs continues tonight with 3 games. Grand Prairie visit Calgary. That series even at 2. Canmore are in Lloydminster with the Eagles up 3-1. And Whitecourt will look to finish off Camrose. They're at home with the Wolverines up 3-1. Over to curling, Rachel Homan's Team Canada perfect 10-0 as they head into the final day of round-robin action. They'll play a pair of games later today against Scotland and South Korea. The Edmonton Blind Curling Club is hosting the 50th Western Canadian Blind and Vision Impaired Curling Championships. It's going on now until March 23rd at the Granite Curling Club. Come on out and support visually impaired athletes as they look to become champions of the West. I'll be down there later this morning as well. Great burgers from Flatboy Burgers. If you want to check it out, once again, that's at the Granite Curling Club.
The Nielsen Show featuring Lieutenant Eric. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk.
.03 with the Nielsen Show this morning. We got the Hangout coming up at 9 o'clock right here on Edmonton Sports Talk, followed by the Lock Shop with myself and Huss, and the Oil Stream at high noon today with myself and Tommy Gazzola, brought to you by Boston Pizza. 7:04 right now. We're done with the snow now, right? I feel like probably that's it.
Well, who cares, though?
Yeah,
I actually, you know what, I'll say this, maybe a hot take, may just be a take, but at this time of the season, for me,
you don't mind a skip?
A little bit of snow keeps that dust down.
Ah, yeah, you're a big anti-dust guy. Yeah. Makes sense. Our Hockey Insider today and every day is brought to you by Pro-Am Sports. They've got a few signings locked and loaded right now over at proamsports.ca. Ethan Morrow, deadline for that is March 27th. That's next Wednesday. Vincent Desharnais, private signing. Deadline for that is April 3rd. And Ryan Smith back for another signing. That'll be happening. The deadline for that is Saturday, April 6th. So opportunities to get some stuff signed by Ryan Smith, Vincent, and Ethan Morrow. Marshall Ferguson from TSN on the way. One of my fellow CFL play-by-play men. He's at the CFL Combine. Elks hold the first pick. He'll be by. Coolbet Hotline of the Day coming up. And that keyword to Vegas in about 40 minutes. That'll be happening right here on EST as well. Let's bring in Mike Johnson this morning. MJ, good morning. How you doing, buddy?
Good morning, fellas. I am very well. I heard the intro.
Yeah.
Can someone explain the new sliding rule in baseball? I saw that yesterday.
Dusty will do it gladly.
Honestly, I don't get fussed about baseball. I don't even like watch the baseball that much, but it seems maybe because they want to get in the way player safety or something, but it seems so ridiculous that, if your toe is 3 inches over the bag, you're somehow hindering the guy trying to steal second base. He's automatically safe. I saw the one yesterday and thinking this is not the intention of the rule at all. It seemed ridiculous to me.
It can't be the case. And I'm going to full-blown rant on this around 7:45 today. But, you sit there and you're going to tell me that you're going to call that guy safe in Game 4 of a World Series on a play like that. Come on. It's not going to happen. He had the second baseman had, half of his foot covering the bag. The rest of his body was completely out of the way. What are they trying to do here? Yeah, man. I don't know. Baseball. It drives me
nuts. And he was there,
the
guy was 12 away from the base.
Yes.
It was so far ahead of the runner. I'm like, I don't know. It's a little much for me.
All right, we've got lots to get to. Obviously, Oilers and Leafs tomorrow. It's going to be a big one. We'll set that up here as we work our way through the segment. Last night, it was a relatively closely played hockey game until the third period where the Oilers really opened it up. And there's been a lot of Matthias Ekholm praise on this show today. And, we talked a lot about, Zach Hyman being probably the best free agency signing in Oilers history. But as far as the trade for Ekholm last year, it's got to be up there as far as one of the best trades in Oilers history go. He has just come in, stabilized the blue line. And as we said this morning on the show, everything he does hard all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's amazing, how perfectly he fit a need that a really good team had. Edmonton was already very good without Ekholm, but he got there, and his impact on Bouchard, his slotting for even Nielsen and Ceci at times, the run they went on last year, he's carried it over to this year. The offense that he's been providing lately is not what he's normally known for, but still, some pretty good shots on both the goals last night, legitimate sniping kind of shots. But he also, he is intensely prideful of how he plays defense. And I think that is sort of a mindset that the others, really should embrace. How much he cares about being good defensively. Talk about how hard he plays every single play. It's pivotal. And also on some level, and guys get traded all over the league. And I think part of the reality for Canada in general is that a lot of players, they get traded to Canada, they're not entirely, they don't embrace the idea of being in Canada. And I think Ekholm, for all the stuff he does well on the ice, he also really seems to enjoy being in Edmonton and being an Oiler and living in Alberta and playing in the cold weather. He likes that. And I think that's also part of a guy sort of being the best version of himself and being the best for the team. He's been incredible. I saw, plus minus, which is one of the most flawed stats there is. I think since the trade, he's the highest in the league plus player. I think it's no surprise Bouchard has really taken off with Ekholm's influence and now Ekholm and Coffey's influence. He's been supreme important to their success. So, you can talk all you want about Jack Campbell, maybe a signing that didn't work out. You can't forget about Zach Hyman, a signing that did work out, and Ekholm, a trade that has actually been brilliant for the Oilers, really since he got there.
Mike, and I was talking with Dusty earlier too, and we look at the Ekholm acquisition last deadline, fast forward to this deadline, and people are talking about, Walker, Carrier, and everything. Then the Oilers go out and get a Troy Stetcher, which is not really, greeted here with the fanfare and parade that maybe some of those other names would be. But I think last year at the trade deadline too, Ekholm maybe wasn't at first. It was one of those names that kind of came out of nowhere. So I'd like to get your thoughts on Troy Stetcher. Small sample size thus far, But I think, assisting on the blue line a little less than Ekholm. Ekholm's that top guy. Stetcher, you're looking for a little help, a little something building from the bottom up on the blue line. But your thoughts on him? Got a point last night, just over 15 minutes of ice time. Once again, I know it's only been a few games, but what's the ceiling for him, and how can he kind of build this blue line up from the bottom up?
Well, he's a depth guy, right? Like he's not going to be a frontline player. He might not even play every game in the playoffs, depending on injury and match and everything else. But the one thing about Troy is that he's a smaller player, but he plays bigger than his intensity, the competitive spirit that he has, is sort of beyond his size. And I think that's what he brings. He brings like a real passion, lots of confidence in who he is and how he plays. Maybe better with the puck than you anticipate, but you need to manage him. You need to play him in a third pairing role, watch who he plays against, watch where he starts on the ice. But, in the smaller sample on a good team, he moves the puck well enough that he will help you a little bit. So, not going to blow you away, but if the Oilers play for 2 more months after the season, they probably will need 7, 8, 9 defensemen, and having Stetcher as your 6, 7, 8 is the pretty spot to be in, because he's been in a lot of places. He's had some success. He's played more minutes, bigger roles, and he battles. He's not scared of the moment, and he battles.
Mike Johnson with us on the show this morning. Audio's still good. Video's buffering here. Hopefully that'll kick back in. But let's keep rolling because we still got the audio.
You still look great. You still look great.
You look like
unbelievable.
Your identity cannot be revealed. We need you to talk in like, hi, I'm Mike Johnson. This is my thoughts. Did you ever think Zach Hyman would be a 50-goal scorer in the National Hockey League, Mike, when he was leaving Toronto and coming to Edmonton?
2 seasons, of course.
Yeah.
He'd be a solid 25-goal guy.
Yeah.
No, I mean, listen, I think everyone appreciates what Zach Hyman is, the path that he's taken, the way he stayed true to himself on and off the ice, the way that he understands that he may play with the best players in the world, but he doesn't have to play like them to be successful. But no, I don't think anyone, even if you put him with McDavid or Draisaitl or Matthews or whoever, scoring 50 is scoring 50, and it's not easy to do no matter how many times Connor McDavid or the power play sets you up or whatever. He's gotten really good at not just getting to the net, which, that's a lot of will and sort of strength and guile, but then making good plays when he gets there, like having a very good stick in and around the net. No, I mean, I thought if he could get consistently around 30, that would be really exceptional production. Like a 30-30 guy playing with top players and doing all the things we love, that's what you thought Zach Hyman's best version of himself might be. But obviously he's blowing right through that. I love the fact that scoring 50 is such a prestigious number, and he's not even creating any drama. Like he's going to do it with 10 games left.
Yeah.
Like he's at this point, he's thinking, well, what's 55? What's 57? Could he get 60? I mean, like that's crazy. But that's where it's at. I mean, I know last year a few guys scored 60, and McDavid and Pasternak and Matthews has done it. But, in the last since the 04 lockout, right? Stamkos did it once, and Obi did it once prior to last season. So the fact that he's going to be pushing mid-50s at least is incredible and stunning. I think even as Zach Hyman, he's still the same guy. He's kind of ho-hum about the whole thing, but he must go to bed at night going, what is going on here? Like he just cannot stop scoring. It's been incredible to watch. You're happy for him if you know him because he's a good person, but I don't think even the most optimistic projection of Hyman would have been this kind of goal scoring.
So the Oilers and Leafs on Saturday night, hockey night in Canada. The entire nation's going to be watching as the big boys kind of go head to head here. Where are the Leafs at right now? Where's their game at? The Oilers only have 1 regulation loss in like their last dozen. They've had some ups and downs within these games, but they found a way to come out on top the majority of the time. What are you expecting from this head-to-head battle?
It's funny. I mean, I cover the Leafs an awful lot, and like they're like 13-4-2 in the last 7. Like they've gone on a really good run as well, but they don't feel like they're that good. They don't feel like they're an upper echelon team. They're a good team. They're in that tier. In the East, there's 4, I think, really good teams. The Leafs are not one of them. The Leafs are the 5th team. But the Leafs are better than 6, 7, 8. They're sort of stuck in the middle.
Yeah.
They're good players, as we know, have been pretty good. Their defense is a work in progress. It's amazing. Like, there are 3 weeks left in the season. If you're not Sean Keefe, honestly, what does your starting 6 defenseman look like if everyone's healthy? He wouldn't know.
Yeah.
He doesn't know who to play with. He doesn't know what matchups, like how complements what. If you were to ask him, even if Mitch Marner was healthy, which he is not, he's got the high ankle sprain, who's going to play with who up front? He wouldn't know. There's still so much in flux, lots of moving parts on the lines up front. They can score goals. Obviously, Austin has had an incredible season. Some of the depth scoring is sort of coming around now. Max Domi's, just incidentally enough, you'll love this stat. Assists per minute played, Max Domi second in the league behind Connor. Pretty good.
Wow.
It's a pretty subjective stat, but he's been Bertuzzi's been better as of late. Tavares has been better as of late, but they just feel like they are not right on top of it. They're good enough and play well enough to win the majority of the games, but they don't yet feel totally dialed in. Like, when I watch the Oilers play their best games, they're very tight in what they're trying to do. The Leafs feel like they're figuring things out, which is crazy to say with a dozen games left.
MJ, as always, buddy, we appreciate the time, man, and we'll catch up next Friday.
How's the bracket going?
How's your bracket?
Mystic Mike.
You perfect bracket still, or what?
I had Kentucky for sure going out. Kane. The best part is I used to love this day. When I was in high school, don't do this, kids. Stay in school.
Yes.
But I would not go to school on Thursday and Friday, opening weekend of the March. My parents just sort of eventually just conceded the fact that I liked it too much. I would not go to school those first 2 days. I'm almost I want to watch the women's tournament more. I honestly, I'm like watching for when's Iowa on more so than when men are on. I am more into the tournament because of the storylines in it. So no, not a perfect bracket. I fill one out anyways. It's destroyed and it's embarrassing. That's why I'm only mystical when it comes.
All right, man. We'll talk to you next week.
See you, boys.
I want somebody to come on and just be like, yeah, actually, my bracket's still perfect.
Just casually dropping it.
I went 16 for 16.
But not bragging. Oh, I thought you would ask, since you did ask. But I like Mike's parents just being like, you know what?
Yeah.
We're not going to fight with you anymore. Take the two.
I'm trying to think if I would have stayed home in high school for Thursday, Friday, too. I know I didn't go to school on trade deadline day.
Well, fast forward a bit. Say Marshall, trade deadline, March, whatever. You'd be like, Marshall.
Man, Marshall's in grade 3. I don't care if he goes to school now. Honestly,
don't they only go a couple days a week now? Isn't that a thing? Like, we used to go 5 days a week for 3 quarters of the year.
There's Thursdays in the Catholic school system. It's a half day on Thursdays.
Every Thursday.
Every Thursday is a half day. Except this week because it's spring break. Yesterday was a full day. Today's a half day.
Felt like we were 9 to 5.
We never had a half day
with only Sundays off.
Yeah,
it seems like I know.
I would get on the bus to go to school at 7:30 in the morning, and we get home off the bus around 4:20.
Yeah,
it was
a full day.
Gone the whole day.
2 coffees and a lunch.
I mean, school is great. Don't get me wrong, but if my kids miss a day because we got something cool to do, I mean, whatever. They'll catch up.
Yeah,
it's not the end of the world. Can you spell this word? Yep. Okay, you're good. You're gonna be all right. All right, you can hit us up in the nasty chat. You can also slide in at 780-218-9999. We're having a bit of a Matthias Ekholm, Chuck Norris type of day.
Bones had a good one in there.
Did Bones have one too?
Yeah, Matthias Ekholm has a cat. It's a snow leopard.
Oh, yeah. Matthias Ekholm has a cat. It's a snow leopard. That's a good one. This is how you can get in the mix for A&W text of the day today. And it's just that simple. Hammer the Paris Jewelers inbox. 780-218-9999. We're about 25 minutes away from keyword for Vegas.
Bones circles back. Matthias Ekholm never drops a call. Always has 5 bars.
Yeah, always 5 bars.
Bones.
There's some good ones here.
Ripping it.
Mike is in and says, Matthias Ekholm was once high stick so badly, his face broke the assailant's blade in half. Ekholm was given a 2-minute minor and a children's Band-Aid for his scratch.
4 minutes because the stick's bleeding.
Yeah.
This stick is bleeding here.
The stick is bleeding.
Is that Matthias? No, it's the stick.
Yeah, Jesus can walk on water, but Matthias Ekholm can swim through land. That's him from calling the Amishman today. All right, so keep these Matthias Ekholm, Chuck Norris style texts rolling in. Make us laugh. Make us laugh today, and you probably get in the mix there for that A&W text of the day where they have the two juicy mamas on for $9.99 right now. Get yourself a juicy mama. I don't know why I said it like that, but
well,
I mean, I think you should.
Maybe a nasty mama, hey?
Yeah, that'd be good. Strummy says, my 11 and 9-year-olds are home alone until noon o'clock. Like today or every single day? Well, it must be just today. I don't know. School schedules nowadays. I don't want to get into it too much.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm
married to a teacher.
None of it makes sense. I just remember growing up, it was like, Catholic, public, whatever. It was like 8 to whatever, Monday to Friday. Like it was no. You maybe had a day off of the month, right? You had a holiday or something like that. But
our kids have lunch and they watch like a movie while they have lunch.
I don't know what's going on.
We used to get to watch a movie like once a year, and it was only if everybody could read by April. Then
the teacher was hungover.
Congratulations, you have a movie.
Kids, watch this. I'm going to put my head down for,
Yeah, it's like these kids don't even play Heads Up 7-Up nowadays. That's all we used to play back in the day. Now they just watch movies all the time. Marshall, come on. I was like, how was school today? He goes, good. We watched the second half of Cars. I'm like, what? What's going on? You could do that at home, man. Like,
always more of a Four Corners guy, though, as opposed to the 7-Up. You did the Four Corners?
No, we never did Four Corners.
So a student right in the middle.
Okay.
Then everybody's doing so 4 corners to a room.
Okay.
And the person with the head down has to guess the corner, and you got to be the last one standing. So you kind of run to one, make a lot of noise, give off the idea that somebody's there, then you tiptoe to the other corner, and you don't want them.
Oh, there's like 20 kids going?
Yeah.
Oh, so if you
want to be the last one
left
standing.
corner, there's like 9 kids there. They're all
out. So it's kind of
I never knew about that game.
Yeah, it's a funny one.
Zach, how old are you? 20?
Yeah, 20.
Did you play like games like we played in school, or did you watch
7
movies
Up.
and stuff?
I played
You
7
Heads
Up.
Up
We
7
watched
Up?
a lot of
I loved Heads Up
shows and
7 Up.
stuff, though. It was really fun because we had this one called Kahoot. You probably know what that is. Like it's like a quiz sort of thing. So you log in on your computer or your phone or whatever.
This is another thing.
And it's a
See,
quiz.
Did you have a
and there's fun
computer
noises.
lab?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Played
Well, we
cool
had a
math
computer
games.
lab.
Yeah, but now they have computers in the room. Like, why do you need a lab?
My kids are learning everything on a tablet.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was there with the transition where it went from you got to sign out the computer lab, you
To
got to
now
go
it's
sit there with
yours.
your
Everybody
teacher
gets their own
to
thing.
all the Chromebooks by your side. So
Chromebooks by your side.
Chromebooks, yeah.
This is nuts.
They got the big
Marshall's
carts.
class, they have
and
Chromebooks.
everything,
Yeah, the carts with the Chromebooks.
You guys.
You could sign them out and stuff,
Yeah.
keep them for the week or whatever if you didn't have one, and then you get to play games when you're supposed to be doing work,
man.
but then they would never block it, so you just play games. the whole
Anything
class.
with a
It
signal
great.
was in the computer lab.
Back in the day.
And everything else was analog. The library, the whole bit.
Man, when
Pencil,
I was
paper,
in elementary school, we had a computer lab. There was like maybe 12 computers in there. And all we would use it for is you get the floppy disk of Oregon Trail and you'd play Oregon Trail. And that was it. Like, that's all I did in computer class in elementary school. That was it. That's the only thing. Like, I don't think I had my first email address till I was in like grade 11 or 12. It was, wild times. Things have certainly changed. 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999 is where you can get in. Matthias Ekholms' beard doubles as a luxury box for various children's charities to watch their first hockey game.
That's
oh, dude.
We're
how do you come up with that?
What are you smelling this morning to come up with that one?
That's Lacombe Drew there. That's
real inventive.
Matthias Ekholms' beard doubles as a luxury box for various children's charities to watch their first hockey game.
Holy.
That's a good one. 780-218-9999. Other NHLers block shots during games. Matthias Ekholm just stares at the shooter, and the shot turns into a pass. That's a good one too. 780-218-9999. I love this one. Dusty, I'm a teacher, and I totally agree with what you're saying. Life experience is important. Good on you, Mr. Nielsen. That's in from a bad.
Yes,
morning.
but as Mystic Mike said, stay in school. There's a fine
I'm not saying
line.
I'm not telling Marshall to drop out. You're in grade 3.
You're not
I'm just saying that if we have something special planned,
sure,
then you don't have to go to school.
Dropping out in grade 3. Hey, what a flex that would be.
Yeah,
willingly doing it on your own,
but still getting into post-secondary.
Oh, well,
legendary move.
Scholarship.
Keep these rolling
straight to sport ball. Just focus on that. I'm sure Crush would have something to say about that.
Marshall could handle instructing like the 2-year-old sport ball class. He could go to that class and run it. When he was in it, he could almost run it because he was there so often.
Well, given his height, I wouldn't think.
Yeah.
Wouldn't second guess him either.
This text is in. It says, Ekholm can piss his name in concrete.
That's strong. Very strong.
That's a good one. I like that one. No name on that text. 780-218-9999. Keep those coming in here today. And and Stetcher needs to stay in the lineup. I mean, I don't think we need to have the discussion. Like, I think the more you leave Stetcher in the lineup, the more comfortable he would be alongside Darnell Nurse and starting to figure out the intricacies in Darnell Nurse's game. So I'm sure he's probably going to come back out here, but I would like to see him stay in the lineup, man. I think he's a more effective player for this team than Cody Ceci. I don't know if that's a hot take, but I think it's like it's early. It's a small sample size. We haven't had that game yet. We're like, man, Stetcher's a train wreck. Maybe it comes at some point, but I like the way he moves. I like his decision making. I think come playoff time, man, he's probably there.
Well, and still room for Ceci, you could say, but just a little lower down, and you have or whatever the case is. I mean, you can put
you got
who
Desharnais when
exactly. So you have options now, but I just think it builds the bottom end of that blue line a little stronger, a little more fortitude back there.
Ball 4, Hayden is in. It says Ekholms' beard actually triples as an endangered bird sanctuary, and they cannot be removed. He cannot be removed by law.
I love it. I like
That's
that.
Good.
One.
He has to have it. 780-218-9999. Keep those Ekholm texts rolling into. Let's give this guy some praise, man. It's that simple. He simply deserves it. Matthias Ekholm doesn't need to get off the ice. He just does it because he feels guilty that other guys should play too.
That could be 100%.
That's a good one. Dave in Section T says, this is amusing to me as a teacher. Eric's memory of 20 kids in a class.
Well, when we
they are big classes
depending
now.
on grades, I remember you'd hit like a 30 and that'd be like, wow, huge class.
Yeah,
How is this day? Usually around like 25, I think was like a
Marshall was
number.
in a class last year that was taught by 2 teachers and was set up in the library. It was 2 classes like merged into one. There was like 60 kids in the library, and he had 2 teachers.
Grade 5, I had 2 for some reason. Small
Really?
class, but it was
At the same time?
Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Tuesday, Thursday, and they'd
he has
alternate.
that
It was kind
this
of
year.
weird.
It's Monday, Tuesday.
I don't know why, but
All right.
anyway.
CB Radio guy says, Stetcher can also move and pass the puck like a number 4 defenseman. Desharnais is a 5'6", and there's nothing wrong with that. You're right. There's nothing. I mean, Desharnais was a 5'6" for the majority of the season.
Yeah, no,
until they recently put him up with Nurse.
Yeah.
And I think Stetcher is a better fit to play with Darnell Nurse than Vincent Desharnais.
Not a sexy acquisition, but one that seems to be working and could be. How about D-Rock here taking it a step further? Stetcher goal song should be Strutter by Kiss.
Well, let's calm
it's
down.
Friday, yeah.
We got goal. We haven't even got to the Nurse goal song yet, but we will coming up at some point. Let's get to your Coolbet hotline of the day. Marshall Ferguson around 7:30 today from the CFL Combine. Coolbet hotline of the day. There's a lot of pressure on us now. Trying to go 5 for 5 for the week. Trying to go 9 for our last 10. Connor McDavid, a no sweater last night.
Maybe you can pull out your Vegas gambling expertise to kind of stay on. Like, are you going to go off now that you're on such a, or do you just kind of keep going with the same route, the same vibe? Hey, like,
I got to keep this thing rolling.
You got to keep it going.
Well, the easy place to go here is to player props for the Colorado Avalanche tonight as they take on the Columbus Blue Jackets at home in Colorado.
Trap game.
Nathan McKinnon to score is minus 126. Mikko Rantanen to score is minus 106. Rantanen coming in off that Hattie. I see some points props. What's McKinnon over 1.5 points? Oh, minus 125. That's the one. That's the one right there. Nathan McKinnon over 1.5 points tonight at minus 125 against the Columbus Blue Jackets to make it a perfect 5 for 5 week on your Coolbet hotline of the day. Let's go.
Matthias Ekholm, I'm Maury Povich. The paternity test has come back, and yes, Chuck Norris is your father. Comes in from Tuna Melt.
Keep him coming in.
If Ekholm sprinkles you with dandruff from his beard, think happy thoughts, and you could fly off to Neverland.
That's a good one, too. All right, that's your Coolbet hotline of the day. Nathan McKinnon, over 1.5 points tonight, minus 125 against the Columbus Blue Jackets in Denver tonight. We've got Marshall Ferguson from the CFL Combine, where your Edmonton Elks have the first overall pick in the draft. We'll find out who impressed on at the Combine yesterday. Keyword for Vegas in 15 minutes. Do not miss that. And Major League Baseball has me saying pardon. We'll get to that around 7:50 today for lawyer Central.
This might actually slow the games down a bit more, hey? Like in
That's
the end.
that's definitely what you're looking for. Let's get to a sports update for Park Mazda with LT.
Oilers capping a 4-game homestand last night with an 8-3 win over the Sabres. Matthias Ekholm, a pair of goals and an assist. 4-assist evening for Connor McDavid, and Zach Hyman also chipping in with a pair of goals. The Oilers in Toronto tomorrow night to battle the Maple Leafs. You can join the entire Edmonton Sports Talk crew. We'll be alongside Tom Gazzola for the Oil Stream pregame show and the game in its entirety. Hudson's on white. Come on down. Great time. Drink specials, food specials, and Tom Gazzola dishing out those GCs. Wear something nice, and you could increase in the price of those GCs. Canucks over the Habs 4-1 last night. Preds shutting up the Panthers 3-0. St. Louis topping Ottawa 5-2. Jets, they drop one to the Devils 4-1, and Vegas with a big win 3-1 over the Seattle Kraken. Opening round action from the March Madness tournament will continue this morning. Tip-off 10:15 between number 9 Northwestern and number 8 Florida Atlantic. Round 1 of the AJHL playoffs continue tonight with 3 games. Calgary hosts Grand Prairie. That series tied at 2. Canmore are in Lloydminster with the Eagles leading 3-1. And the Whitecourt Wolverines at home to Camrose with the Wolverines leading that series 3-1. Over to the World Women's Curling Championships, Rachel Homan's Team Canada rank a dazzling 10-0 to enter the final day of round-robin play. They will play a pair of games later today against Scotland and South Korea. Sports Update brought to you by the great staff at Park Mazda and dealer principal Mitch Lewicki, where they are considered the Matthias Ekholm of car dealerships.
Hi there. If you're like me, you like to picture yourself in luxury, even though there's absolutely no way you could afford it. And if you can, well, even better. Thankfully, I picture myself in something that is luxury, but still absolutely affordable, like the all-new Mazda CX-90 from Park Mazda. With the new luxury features like facial recognition settings and quilted detail Napa leather seating, I can pretend to be comfortable with all of my proper settings activated without even touching a button, thanks to Mitch Lewicki and the great staff at Park Mazda. I like to picture Mitch Lewicki in a tuxedo t-shirt because it says, like, he wants to be formal, but he's also here to party too.
Park Mazda, your dealer for life in Sherwood Park off Y Road, parkmazda.ca.
What say you? Hey, nasty crew. We got the Nielson Show flu. Well, there's nothing we can do about it. What say you? Hey, nasty crew. My wife thinks I got better things to do, but there's nothing I can do about it. We're tuning in on TuneIn, we're listening online. We catch up with the podcast when we fall behind. We're texting in the nasty chat, what's on our mind. 780-218-9999. No more interference from corporate interest. Just Dusty and Eric and all at the back end. Like Krasinski and Noodles, Captain can gauge it. Maybe slip over to Coolbet to make a little wager. We can't wait for the Monday mandate. Sharky's always on time. Tommy's always late. Would you like a cup of tea? Forget about the old place. Hey, we were number 1 in the text race. We don't miss all the commercial breaks, but we sure miss Nickelback today. We wanna hear some hot takes and we wanna hear Renee. Why not hold the neck up when I wanna kiss away? Beat left the tire fire and remember that name. We love every goal song, but what about Amanda Games? Macramella, Rapapo, Dragger, Engineer. It ain't Christmas season, but they sound like reindeer. Button and my cousin and the tales of the North. All about him giving person, does he go for? What say you?
7:33 on the Nielsen Show. We're about 12 minutes away from hooking somebody up with the key word today to qualify for the EST Flyway to Vegas with our partners at the airport, Fly YEG. Make sure you stick around for that. And Ice Says Pardon today focuses on Major League Baseball. And got to be careful. You take guys out now. So
good on
we'll get
you
into that.
for hanging on when Johnson pressed you on it. You didn't get it. It was very easy for you to just kind of...
There's a rant coming. There's a rant coming. But
bubbling.
I'm in too good of a mood. We're going to be talking Canadian Football League here with Marshall Ferguson. The CFL Combine is underway, and Marsh is on the scene. He joins us this morning on the show. Of course, the Edmonton Elks do hold the first overall pick. Let's bring in Marshall Ferguson this morning. Marsh, you go everywhere with that headset or what?
Yeah. I like to travel with my with my
sounds
equipment.
great.
It does.
No, what's funny, Dusty, is that I know I take it to the booth pretty much anywhere that I go as well, because I've worn in the ear pads on this thing, and we know when you're in the booth every week for hours on hours that you got that thing squeezing into your head. If you're wearing fresh stuff, it can hurt. But everywhere that I take it, usually the guys that were working in the truck, they'll say, yeah, go ahead, plug your own stuff in, it's fine. every time I go to Toronto, it's now become a point of contention where I go, guys, can I use this? And they go, I don't know, it might mess something up. We're not sure. We don't want to do anything stupid. And I'm always just like, all right, that's fine.
Full blown panic mode.
It kind of sounds like you're
exactly.
flying us over like a bay, and you're showing us like the like it's like we're in a plane, and he's got the headset. That's kind of the quality and the sound I'm getting. But
yeah, it sounds real nice. Yeah. We'll be landing in Calgary in
That
about
type
2.5
of thing.
hours.
Yeah.
That's great.
Well, that was the thing yesterday when I was doing the bench press at the CFL Combine was that you're in this immaculate Fort Garry hotel, ballroom. And it looks like we should be hosting a wedding, but instead there's just a bunch of big people pushing weight. And I love the environments that have been created in the past at CFL Combines during the bench press testing where you end up having a bunch, there's music and you've got guys on the side of the stage that are clapping and let's go as it gets going. Yesterday was the most antiseptic environment ever. I felt like I was in a waiting room in emergency. And so I actually took this microphone and put it like Jim Nantz style where I'm like, and here comes Ryan Berta from Queens.
That's 14 reps.
Yeah, that'll be 14.
Birds in the background.
Yeah.
OUA first team all-star, and that'll do it for the bench press. Like I had to go full Nance because you're sitting 15 feet away from everybody. And I remember the first time we actually broadcast the Combine bench press, I had James Cebulski sitting alongside me, and Seaballs is full energy all the time, and he doesn't have a second gear to go down into. So he was just being himself. And Mike O'Shea turned 5 seconds into the broadcast, the live stream on CFL.ca, and he didn't say anything, but he gave us the look of, what in the absolute hell is wrong with you guys? Like, why are we broadcasting this? Why is it's become something fun and different? But yeah, I have that flashback PTSD of Mike O'Shea looking at me like, please shut up. We're just trying to do our jobs.
It's funny. The closest I've been to something like that, I was doing the Canada Games in Red Deer, and I was calling short track figure skating. And it was in a smaller facility, and the racers, like the starting line was like 10 feet below us. We were up in this mini broadcast booth, and I was like, and here we go. Like, and one of the coaches comes up, they're like, hey man, you got to stop talking right before they start. Like, I was just like, oh, sorry, I've never done short track before. I mean, it's a lot of fun. So, yeah, they basically told me I had to shut up for about 10 seconds before they fired the gun or whatever. So, yeah, awkward situations for sure. As for the Combine yesterday, and we'll get into maybe some options for the Elks here at number one, but who stood out yesterday, and what do you look for when you've been to a lot of these things? Like, what do you look for at an event like this?
Yeah, I think my favorite part of the entire CFL Combine experience is just the buzz that builds around certain people where you hear, oh, this guy is testing really well. Okay, we see that. And then you hear from multiple different teams, wow, he's actually interviewing really well. And you start to kind of build that up over the weekend. And the new format, as you guys know from when it debuted in Edmonton last year, is awesome because now it's not just let's throw pads on these guys for an hour and then base our entire draft evaluation off of one day. The CFL is actually funding this with the teams so that they can have the players come in and stay and practice for 3 straight days, which begins today.
Yeah.
So they're practicing on Friday, on Saturday, and then on CFL Plus coming up on Sunday, we're going to be actually myself and Dwayne Ford doing a live broadcast of a padded practice, which is going to be awesome to, kind of knock the dust off for ourselves as well and watch some football and talk about it. But when I go into these combine settings now, you have a chance to actually see on Wednesday measurements. On Thursday, all of the testing gets done. And then we get to watch real football for a couple of days until we kind of get to this 12-on-12 simulated game type stuff that happens on Sunday. It gives you a real good chance to actually see an overall evaluation and honest appraisal of who these people are. You think about the old style of doing it where it was everybody goes into the bubble in Toronto and you test on a Friday, and then basically it's like Saturday you put on the pads for an hour and a half, 2 hours, and then you base your draft stock off of that. It seems crazy now, like looking back on it, that it was, if
that's ridiculous.
If a guy messes up on 3 of his 5 reps, it's like, well, he's not really draft worthy. And you're like, what? No, that's like, give him an extra, 15, 20, 25 reps and see what he can actually do. So I like it the way that it is shaken out now. I think it gives us a better way to be able to evaluate these players. And I think the teams would agree with that. In terms of, to answer your question of somebody that stood out, one of my favorite things as well is just people that kind of come out of left field. Yep. And for me yesterday, there's a defensive back from McGill, Benjamin Labrosse, who down in front of us in our broadcast location during the 40-yard dash, we're not showing the broad jump, but the broad jump is a lower body explosion test. And Benjamin Labrosse from McGill jumped 11 feet where you're just standing still and you jump forward, and he jumped 11 feet. And everybody in his positional group gave the proverbial, whoo. And you kind of like everybody in the group was like, oh man, okay, this dude's built different. And then he ran a great 40 time. I believe he's down around 4.51, which I believe tied for the fastest with another really interesting story. Michael Chris Ike, who's a big body running back, originally from Hamilton, played at Delaware State. So there's a couple of guys that kind of came out during testing and were monsters. And now the fun begins. We transition from the testing freaks to the football freaks, and we get to see, does anybody have all of it in their portfolio going into the draft?
Well, and that's what the Elks will be looking at. Who has all of it with the first overall pick? We had DeBlanco on the show Wednesday. Well-spoken kid. His story was great, obviously. His grandma coming up to give birth to his dad and then going right back to the United States was just an all-time story. But
just renting the Canadian healthcare system, right?
Pretty much. That's what he said. He goes, yeah, she just came up, had a baby, and came back down.
The Red Blacks.
Well, the Red Blacks thing was great. He goes, yeah, the Red Blacks are looking at signing me as American, and I was like, actually, I'm a Canadian too. And they're like, what? Do you have your papers? Like, let's try to make this work. But as far as legitimate first overall candidates go, how many names would you put in that mix right now, Marsh?
Yeah, so I was picking Jim Barker's brain a little bit last night about this because Jim my process is different than, even Dwayne Ford or Farhan Lalji or the other guys that are in and around the draft and the combine. They tend to, and I know Dwayne and Jim are certainly like this, throughout the winter months, they really like to watch the film and have a good understanding of the player coming into the combine. I actually like to kind of come in blind because I don't like to be biased based off of what I've seen because we still have a full month until we have the draft. And so I like to come in here, get to know them, get to know their stories, get to know their athletic profile, hear some of the background on them, and then go back and watch. So I basically am just going off of what Jim said at this point because he, as much as I watch U Sports football and I've seen some of the guys that are from the NCAA on game film or YouTube or otherwise, Jim basically said, like, you could have somebody like a Joel DeBlanco who could absolutely get up into that top 3, top 5 pick kind of spot. Justin Sambu, I think, is another interesting one. He played 4 years at Maine as a defensive tackle and then ended up making his way down last year to Baylor. Didn't play a ton, but it's a very similar path, I think, to what we saw from Lawal Uguak last year, who had a tremendous rookie season and then left the CFL to sign with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, where you're playing up in the Northeast, you play most of your college ball up there, you go down south, you kind of get used sparingly, but you get that experience at a larger style program with different facilities. And I think coaches kind of, they like that, and they like to see players that come from that background go into a combine and really lay down some good numbers, which Lawal did last year as well. So I think those are two names that Edmonton will likely have on the radar. It really just comes down to, as you guys know, positional need, right?
Yeah.
Like it's about fit, it's about ratio, and it's about where do you want to use that. I'm intrigued by what Edmonton is doing on their defensive line. Like after making that trade for Curly Gittins Jr. and you send away your best defensive lineman in Jake Serezny, like to me, that is, you just go, okay, so what's the plan?
Yeah, there's got to be somebody coming, right? Like,
and I know from watching you guys on the CFL free agency special that was a huge point of contention was, okay, are they going to go and make a splash in free agency? And if not, like, are we going to end up having, some of these, Robert Condiches and all the rest? Is he going to be a stud? Is he going to be the guy that everybody thought he was in the NFL originally? So that Edmonton and Chris Jones and Geroy Simon will have a plan. I just have no idea what that plan is right now. So I'm wondering as I go into mock draft season in the month of April, what do I slot Edmonton in with? And that just really comes down to tearing apart the roster and trying to figure it out.
Marshall, we can't have you on without talking a little racing as well while you're at the Combine, and I know you'll make time for a little bit of it. We've had a couple, Saudi Arabia and Bahrain. We're going down under Australia this weekend. What have you made of the campaign thus far, and what can we expect from the Australian GP as we head into the weekend?
First off, two things. I will just say it's a monster weekend for all forms of racing. You guys know that I've become a motorcycle racing sicko because I cover the Canadian Superbike Championship. By the way, Rad Torque Raceway in Edmonton, we're coming out at the end of June, so I will see you guys in studio.
Oh, okay, yes, perfect. I love
that.
Out.
I'm looking forward to doing that. But yeah, it's we have World Superbike is in Catalonia in Spain this weekend. We have MotoGP is at Portimao, which is one of my favorite tracks. It's in Portugal. And then you've got the Indy $1 Million Challenge, the IndyCar $1 Million Challenge this weekend, and Formula One in Australia. That's all happening on Sunday. So I don't know how I'm supposed to do work while I'm here covering the CFL while all of this racing is happening. The second thing I'll say is I'm just really sad for Liam Lawson. Like, going all the way down under and then not being allowed to drive your own car, because Williams has just said, yeah, there was massive damage to Alex Albon from free practice 1 in Australia, and he basically made his gearbox and his entire chassis explode. And then the team goes, yeah, but he's still faster than the other guys. So the other guy's just not going to race this weekend. I'm like, oh, can you imagine like the wear and tear on the body to fly down under, to your point, Eric, and then, you know, you're going through the trying to get your body right and the sleep patterns right and all these things. And then somebody just knocks on your door and goes, yeah, so about that, you're actually not going to get to go on the track this weekend because the other guy really messed up his car. So we need yours. That's a tough
that
one
would
for
suck.
me. But
That would suck.
Stinger.
Yeah, that's brutal. Yeah, that's absolutely awful. Well, we'll see how it goes down. Looking forward to it for sure. Marsh, good catching up, buddy. Enjoy the rest of the combine.
Thank you, boys. Talk soon.
There you go. That's Marshall Ferguson. I wish every single guest we ever had on came on with a headset and a good internet connection. You know,
I'm just
like,
saying,
it just
it's
works.
From the golfing thing to the plane landing, and he's got a good voice that matches that equipment. It's just a nice,
look, Marshall
crystal
could be a
clear,
pilot. He could be
very
a pilot.
yeah, with his energy but June, that'll be nice. Get him out here, get him in the hangout.
VR Montenegro says, please book Marshall for the hangout when he's in town.
Yeah,
that would be great.
I'm sure he'd love to come by.
That'd be terrific.
Get a 6 o'clocker in him.
Oh, well, that'd be nice. 6 o'clocker lager. That's where it's at. All right, let's get to your keyword here for the EST Flyway to Vegas. Who wants a chance to qualify for Vegas? Oh, baby. Here we go. It is the EST Flyway to Vegas. Listen for the keyword 4 times per day. This is chance number 1. Hangout will be chance number 2. Lock shop number 3. Oil stream today on a Friday, number 4. By the way, join us next Monday for lunch, Beaumont Boston Pizza. Myself and Tommy Gazzola down there for the oil stream. Should be a lot of
Beaumont.
fun. Yeah, Beaumont. Yeah, we're not staying overnight, but that's okay. 4 times per day, we'll give you the keyword for your chance to win this trip to Vegas. 2 nonstop flights, 3 nights accommodations, tickets for a Cirque show, presented by Fly YEG and the LVCVA. Nonstop flights over 50 destinations. How about this? Somebody texted us today. They're like, guys, I'm at Fly YEG, taking off to Cabo.
Yes, I saw that.
Saw that? Yeah, that was nice. That was real nice. Your sports trip starts with a nonstop flight from Fly YEG. Visit www.flyYEG.com for more. Your keyword, first of 4 today. All you have to do is text us to 780-218-9999. Zach will call somebody in about 5 or 6 minutes. We'll get our qualifier on here before 8 o'clock. Today's keyword is palms. P-A-L-M-S. Palms. Palms. The keyword is palms.
Like the palm of your hand.
Exactly.
Right? That's what he's going here with, right? Because when you're dealing, when you're playing cards,
he's
right?
going
you
to the
palm,
hotel,
chip.
I think.
Oh.
But it could be. I mean, how many things do you do with your palms when you're in Vegas?
A palm tree, right?
A
Do they have
lot.
palm trees there?
You do a lot with your palms. You're grabbing this, you're grabbing that. That type of thing.
Greasing the palms. Isn't that a saying? I don't know.
I think
is
it
that
is.
a gambling
in Vegas.
saying?
In
Yeah,
Vegas
Vegas.
it is. You know, this guy, careful with this guy. He's got greasy palms.
Palm oil?
P-A-L-M-S. Palms.
You really go hard on the L. I love it.
Because if you say palms, you
I
have a
know,
bunch of
it's
people coming and go,
POMS.
P-O-M-S? P-O-M-S, guys? Palms.
Another great word here, everybody.
P-A-L-M-S. P-A-L-M-S. Text palms. P-A-L-M-S to the... now it's sounding weird.
Now
it's
I
sounding
know
weird.
because you're trying.
Palms. 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. Text palms in, and YouTube Trev, or not YouTube Trev, Zacticum will give you some time to get in on the contest, and then he'll call somebody, I don't know, like 5-6 minutes. 780-218-9999. Your keyword today is palms. P-A-L-M. That was one of the best bits from Step Brothers. When he's like, I think I know this. Pan. It's such a, I mean, that was one of my favorite comedy bits ever. I love it. Palms is the keyword today for the EST Flyway to Vegas. Zach, give him a couple minutes to get in here, and then we'll give somebody a call like around 7:55 today.
Mandate John texted in. There's a sticker on the bottom of China. It says made by Matthias Ekholm.
Oh, God.
Isn't that a good one?
That's a pretty good one.
Very strong.
Who's that, Mandate John?
Mandate John.
Mandate John, that's a good one.
Coming to play.
Looking for your Chuck Norris-style messages about Matthias Ekholm.
If you can't get in on the Vegas qualifier, it might be a way to pick up a W this Friday on the show, hey? The Matthias Ekholm scenario.
Yeah. Get yourself some A&W, man.
Get a 20-day A&W.
You could get yourself 4 mamas. 4 mamas. That's what you could do with that A&W gift certificate today. All right, let's get into I Says Pardon for Lawyer Central. Major League Baseball, man, what are you doing? 780-218-9999 if you want to chime in. If you watch this play, I tweeted it yesterday. Let me just, maybe if you haven't seen it yet, let me just fire back here and I'll retweet that other tweet so you can take a look at it.
I'll give it a retweet it. Well, I'll retweet it.
Yeah, everybody retweet it. Well, I'll retweet it. Yeah, it was. I Says Pardon's brought to you by Lawyer Central. I'm so rattled by Major League Baseball right now. I can't even get to this. www.lawyer-central.com/pardons or call 1-888-288-8177. If you have a criminal record, they can help you get rid of it. Or if you have any other legal issues, they can help you with that too. It's not just pardons. They
can help you in Major League Baseball getting rid of this stupid rule.
You can hit us up. You hit them up. Lawyers across the country. So no matter where you're listening, slide on in. 1-888-288-8177. So there's a play yesterday in spring training ball, and you have to go watch it. It looks like a clear strike him out, throw him out, double play.
Tigers Mets, bottom of the 4th.
Ball gets thrown down to second. I'm watching it right now. The guy slides in. The tag is put on, and it is an out. It's an out. His body's completely out of the way. You're like, okay, that's an out. So I tweet this video out, and I say, baseball is going to have a major problem if this play isn't an out. And when I first saw it, I said, well, how is this guy safe? And I think everybody who quickly watched the video and maybe didn't have sound on was just like, well, I see the umpires making horrible calls.
Yeah.
It's that type of season. It's preseason, spring training for the umpires as well.
I think they call it silly season.
Yeah, but here's the problem, is according to the new rule, the umpire got the call right. Like, you watch the play and you're like, uh-oh, this umpire sucks. And then you listen to the broadcast and like, well, the new rule is you can't have any part of the bag covered. And on the play, the Met catches the ball, has about half of his foot in front of the bag, and the guy's called safe because of that. There is still plenty of room to get on base. He was clearly gunned down.
The ball's in the glove.
He tagged him on the thigh.
Whilst the Tiger is just getting down into the slide.
This dude is out.
Out by a mile.
He's out. It's not even questionable.
But that half, as you mentioned, that foot. And now what is it now? Blocking the bag. So you have a toe? Like, how are we determining
what's you literally can't have a toe
a millimeter
in front of the bag when somebody's coming in. So you have to stand in front of it, get the ball, and then reach down and tag him.
And that won't be controversial at all in terms of what is a block and what isn't. Are you blocking the bag? Are you not? Again, half a foot.
So did they put this rule in place for safety reasons? So you're going to tell me what the Met player was doing on second base was a safety issue for Major League Baseball? Because half of his foot was on the ground in front of the bag? That's what's going to happen now? And, you can say the call is terrible, but the call's not terrible. That's apparently the rule. That's the rule now. Which it can't be the case. Major League Baseball, what are you doing? It's been an out for 100 years. They can't, and you know what's going to happen? It's like no umpire is going to want to call that rule in the playoffs. Ooh. Like in the 8th inning, somebody steals second and it's like, careful. First part of his shoe was just over the left side of the plate. You're safe. Like, that's not going to happen. So there's going to be so many inconsistencies with this bloody rule.
But you can now argue as a manager saying, well, like that, it opens up a window now where you can say,
I sure hope you can't challenge this.
Well, I don't know. If I'm an opposing manager, again, I'll like to use the rule in my favor. And if my guy's stealing and I see a shoelace grazing that base, I'm saying, no, blocking the base, right? Like, so that's going to open up,
I feel bad for this umpire. And I don't feel bad for officials ever. But apparently he got the rule right. And he looks like a fool because you're like, how are you calling this guy? How are you calling this guy safe?
Strummy, the call is good. The rule is terrible.
Yeah.
Don't hate the player, hate the game. But yeah, that's going to open up some.
You just can't get to the point in baseball that you're allowing that play to be safe due to safety reasons. Come on, baseball.
Game's gone soft.
I says, pardon, you're killing me.
Soft.
That's an out. It has to be an out. I mean, I can see the case of somebody standing completely in the line of the bag and taking the ball. But this guy's got his whole body off to the side of the bag, catches the ball cleanly, just like people have done for a bloody century, and tags him on the leg as he's sliding in. And he gets called safe now because of this?
Probably have a stolen base record broken or something this year, hey? Or something.
Baseball's taking it too far the other way here. Got to be careful, baseball. Got to be careful. 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. Moonwatcher's in and says, the Tigers player knew he was out. Yeah, he was up. He was just like he was probably embarrassed to be like, oh, yeah, I get to stay on the bag? I was clearly out. You didn't interfere with me at all in any way. Like, come on. Epic failure, baseball. Absolutely killing me. Trevor Archibald over in the Nasty Chat says, Brett Hull hates the new MLB rule. Right? This is a little total.
Yeah. What does Lindy Ruff think about it, though?
Let's get to our, that's ISIS Pardon for Lawyer Central. Any legal issues you have, lawyer-central.com/pardons or just lawyer-central.com for all their services. 1-888-288-8177. All right, Zach Ducom, who is our qualifier this morning?
We got Craig on the line here.
All right, let's go to Craig this morning. Craig, congratulations, buddy. One step closer.
Thank you.
Oh, is there two people there? Are you with somebody else?
My wife.
Oh. Oh, boy, you guys are... So I guess you'd go together to Vegas.
Yeah, I'd have to take her.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Do you realize he said I'd have to take you, right? Not like I want to take you. That's trouble, Craig. That's trouble. Have you guys been to Vegas before?
Yes, a long time ago.
Okay, so what would you be excited about the most on the return trip?
I'll go there. I don't like the big ball thing. The fair. Yeah.
All right, well, sounds good.
Yeah, no.
All right. Sounds good. Well, congratulations, you guys. You are one step closer to winning the nonstop flight down to Vegas, 3 nights accommodations, tickets to a Cirque show. And, hey, tell your friends about EST and the trip we're giving away, all right?
Yeah. Thank you very much.
All right, there we go. That's the first time ever we've had a married couple qualified together.
What they want to say? They want to go to the fair?
I didn't even hear.
I heard fair.
I thought I heard balls.
County fair?
I thought I heard balls in there. I thought Craig said, I want to do ball stuff.
Sure.
And I was like, what?
Look, they're having a good time. I like it.
They're pretty excited, eh?
A couple that qualify together might go on the trip together, right? That's
Jim Wilson says, this guy is in a vice.
Well, hey.
No, man, congratulations. That's great. I love it. I
think most people would take the qualifying even though you were forced upon your significant other to go with you, right?
Yeah.
Like that, you take it.
What do we say? How many people are getting in this thing again? We did the math on it last week. 21 plus 21, 42, plus 17, 59, plus 21 is 80, plus 21 is 101, plus 21 is 122, plus 16, 138 people. There's 138 qualifiers, and that's it. So every time you get in, you have a 1 in 138 chance. Those are great odds to win the trip down to Vegas. Courtesy our great partners over at Fly YEG, and of course the LVCVA, hooking us up with the rooms, hooking us up with the Cirque tickets. You're gonna have a great time. They just seem like a happy couple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's maybe this is how your relationship, maybe it's strained, maybe a marriage, you're dating somebody, maybe this qualification, over the next little while. Maybe this is an activity that the two of you can do together, like Craig and his significant other.
I'll say what just happened on the show this morning is one of the most romantic things I've ever seen in my entire life.
True love.
Yeah. Also, I mean, do neither of them work? Or are they both? Maybe they're in the car on the way to work together.
Oh no, they're not. They're in bed. That's how I was thinking the whole time, giggling and feeding each other cheeses.
Everybody's having
and
a good time.
Grapes.
They're feeding each other cheeses and grapes.
I don't know.
And qualifying for a trip to Vegas.
Sheets, living life.
What a day.
Yeah.
What
stuff.
A day. Next chance to qualify and a better chance to qualify on the Hangout today. Yep. And a better chance to qualify on the Long Shop. And a better chance to qualify on the Oil Stream today. So just turn on TuneIn, turn on iHeart, and just listen to EST the entire day. What's the worst thing you're going to get? Excellent static-free content. No big deal.
Making it easy for you here.
Next chance to qualify. And I love this in the Hangout today. I'm going to be listening when Maddie gives out this word because I want to see how, do you see what the second word is today? I want to see how Maddie uses that word. because I know how I'd use that word. Anyway, that's coming. Like Zach Dickum just
some
read the word.
red faces in the
Zach
hangout.
Dickham's in the corner. He's just like, yeah. I'm gonna see if Maddie. Let's just say it's gonna be awkward. It's gonna be awkward on the hangout today. Hey, Zach Dickum, what do you think?
Probably. Yeah. I mean, it could go either way. It could go either way.
I think Maddie will probably keep it on the rails, but we'll see how that goes. I probably would have handled it differently, but I am not a mature adult. So if you would like to play kind of easy trivia today, let's keep this good vibe going. Connor Brown goal song on the other side at 8 o'clock. Hello. We'll get into that. Zach Hyman does it again. We still haven't got to the nurse song. I'll come back with the nurse song. Let's get that nurse song in here.
Matthias Ekholm, Chuck Norris texts as well. Man. Get him in. You could be going to A&W, $20 on the line.
P. Greggy's going to pop by. We will. He's a Leafs fan. We're going to troll him about Zach Hyman coming to Toronto to score 50 this weekend. That's going to be good. Sobeys and Safe with Liquor Beer of the weekend. That's good. On the way as well.
Oh, the ball thing. She meant the sphere. That's
the sphere. That makes sense.
Yes.
That makes sense.
The big ball.
Okay, they want to go to the ball thing. That makes sense. What were we thinking? All right. If you want to play kind of easy trivia, text Zach to come right now. Let's keep this thing going today. 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. If you would like to play kind of easy trivia, we got a gift certificate to Mr. Mike's Steakhouse Casual up for grabs. All you have to do is fire in a text saying, hey, Zach, to come pick me. I want to be a Friday hero. And we'll have you play kind of easy trivia coming up. 3 questions too many on the way. Pat Gregoire is going to pop by. That's good. Sobeys and Safeway Liquor Beer of the week. We'll give away a $50 gift card to Hudson so you can join us for that EST watch party. And hey, if you're looking for work, Clayburn Services is looking for you. Go to clayburnservices.com. They're hiring all levels of apprentices and journeyman bricklayers. Safe place to work. Rick's got more on that coming up here with a sports update right now on Edmonton Sports Talk.
Oilers capping a 4-game homestand with an 8-3 win over the Sabres last night. Matthias Ekholm, a pair of goals and an assist. Connor McDavid, 4 assists on the evening, while Zach Hyman had a pair of goals himself. He is 9 off league-leading Austin Matthews, leading up to a tasty matchup tomorrow night. Oilers, Leafs from Toronto. You can join the entire Edmonton Sports Talk crew for this one. We'll be live with Tommy Gazzola and the Oil Stream pregame show at Hudson's on White for the pregame show and the game in its entirety tomorrow night. Come on out, should be a good time. Tommy Gazzola will be dishing up the GCs like you wouldn't believe. Tomorrow night, Hudson's on White, Oilers and Maple Leafs. Elsewhere last night, Nashville remained red hot. They go into Florida and shut out the Panthers 3-0. Canucks over the Habs 4-1. Vegas 3-1 victors over Seattle. Jets dropping one on the road to the Devils 4-1, and the Blues top the Sens 5-2. March Madness opening round action continues later this morning. Game 1 at 10:15 with number 9 Northwestern taking on number 8 Florida Atlantic. Round 1 of the AJHL playoffs continue tonight with 3 games. Calgary hosts Grand Prairie. That series tied at 2. Whitecourt hosts Camrose at the Wolverines up 3-1, and Lloydminster hosts Canmore with the visiting Eagles sporting a 3-1 series lead. Over to curling, where Rachel Homan's team Canada a perfect 10-0 heading into the final day of round-robin play. Homan's rink will have a pair of games later today against Scotland and South Korea. Sports update brought to you by Clayburn Services. Take your career to the next level with Clayburn Services. They are hiring all positions, including journeyman bricklayers and apprentices of all levels. Take advantage of their outstanding mentorship program and work with peace of mind knowing they are an industry leader in safety. You can visit www.clayburnservices.com or make it easy and give Jeff a call, 780-910-6728.
Number 1 team man, and he's playing so good. He wears 25, gotta love his game, playing better than you thought he could. Darnell Nurse, he's running the point, sometimes on the power play. Got a nasty little legs, makes him pay the price when he's out on the BK. He's the one they call, he's real good. He's the one that's on the ice all night. He's the one they call, he's real good. Crashing, banging, dropping gloves, you know he's getting paid. He used to have his on it and more, nobody is throwing shade. Focused on the prize, you can see it in his eyes, mess with him and you're going down. Watching him is a treat, oil fans gonna tweet, Edmonton is Darnell's town. He's He's the one they call He's real good. He's the one that's on the ice all night. He's the one they call He's real good. He's gonna shut down your top line. I've got one thing you'll understand. Doc is real good. He's not what you call a glamorous man. Doc is real good. Got one thing that's easily understood. Doc is real good. He's the one they call Doc, and he's real good. Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. Who doesn't love a little bit of rock and roll? What is this? Edmonton's best rock, 100.3 The Bear. Jess Jackson in the afternoons, Yukon and McCord every single morning. Our goal songs are brought to you by Sport Ball. Great day for Sport Ball today. As far as Sport Ball awareness goes, huge. Whenever the Oilers score a bunch of goals, it's a great day for Sport Ball. Got to love it. Sign your kids up today at sportball.ca. Somebody's asking, guys, have we ever had a 300 thumbs up day? Yes, in fact, we have. But we'd love to have one today.
On a Friday,
we're at 175. We got an hour left. Let's go.
Come on.
Hammer this thing. We got to crank it up a notch, but we're not afraid. 780-218-9999. I'll get you into the Paris Jewelers inbox. Hey, when you had your flounder yesterday, did you bring it back here and have it, or did you have it after you left work for the day?
Oh, no, I had some errands to run after I left, and then I took the station cans in.
Yeah.
Got a cool crisp $10 bill, and
staff fun.
Matty I1X desk there to put into the pot. But no, then I treated myself after this errand running. I was like, I planned it because it was all on the west side, so I mapped it out, and I was like, I'm going to hit Popeyes last,
that's
a
nice.
treat
I like
to
that.
drive through. So I went through the drive-through, whipped in, got that
But you went home after that.
took it home. I sat down, I had a nice.
Well, I'm just curious because I just looked in the garbage, and there's a bunch of Popeyes garbage in there. So I'm wondering, YouTube Trev must have hit Popeyes.
Sneaky
coming
boy.
back for pre and post last night.
Couple flounders.
Oh man,
Hey?
everybody's getting flounders from Popeyes.
Again, I
That's
will
great.
say, and we don't. I'm going to say this: we don't just lend ourselves to any. Like, I mean, I'm not a fast food fish guy traditionally.
Yeah.
I like my seafood, but this thing slaps. This is a great sandwich and not too busy. The only other topping is pickles. I said no pickles, please. Pickle out. I got the spicy flounder
You're loving
with the
it, this guy.
tartare in there in the bun.
Real nice.
Delicious.
Coming at you in the Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen studio. That flounder up until the end of the month. Get your hands on that. All right, a third hour, pretty jam-packed. Pat Gregoire is going to join us around 8:20. Congratulations to that married couple who qualified for that trip to Vegas. That'll be a great time. That's good. On the way at 8:30 today. Beer of the week, still to come as well. 3 questions too many for Park Mazda, but let's play some kind of easy trivia right now. Mr. Mike's Steakhouse Casual, the casualest place ever in the Hampton Inn on the corner of 137th Ave, Mark Messier Trail. Got that 6 o'clocker lager on tap. Delicious. And classic Mike Burger. Classic Mike Burger and fries.
Pickle out.
Pickle out. I like the pickle, but I just like the pickle on its own. Like, I really like pickles, but I don't like pickles in things. So, the Mr. Mike's will give you that pickle on the top of the burger. You crush it before you dive into the burger.
I don't mind the hint. Like, if you have the pickle in, I'll go inside and remove it myself, but I don't mind the lingering of the juice.
No, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, just the flavor,
So
but
it's
not
but you
actually
get it out.
biting the
Yeah,
slimy old pickle.
Who doesn't love a little pickle juice kicking around, eh? Somebody said it's healthy for you.
Well, you get those shots, right? The pickleback or whatever.
Yeah.
A little bit of...
Zach, you know about pickle juice?
Oh, do I? I mean, I love...
Tell us more.
I love sitting. Well, you always see all the athletes and stuff drinking it. They have it in bottles and everything. You could buy it at
Just
like
the
sports
juice.
places just to buy the juice. Just get the juice. And
NHL is leaving the BioSteel deal to get on the pickle juice game.
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
Connor
That's the
McDavid
next,
has signed with pickle juice.
Pickle juice.
That would be big.
Yeah, big pickle juice money. Who's playing kind of easy trivia today, buddy?
Mandate John is on the line.
All right, Mandate John.
With the outstanding Ekholm text
It's a
as
nice
well.
Ekholm text today. That's good. Let's go to Mandate John this morning. John, you ready to play?
Good morning, boys. Let's do it.
All right, here we go. You need 3 out of 5. He's all business. I love it. I'll start the ticker after I read the first question. Good luck, man. Did the Oilers win last night?
Yes, they did.
What position does Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen play?
Goalie.
Which major basketball event is now underway?
March Madness.
Which league's regular season began this week?
Major League Baseball.
Who do the Oilers play tomorrow?
Matthias Ekholm doesn't do push-ups. He pushes the earth down.
Boom! Love it.
No! No! Oh my God. Damn
Stop it, Shake! Stop it!
They are going to remember that AM radio is a viable and modern source for news and entertainment.
Totally.
People don't listen to AM like they used to. Seems like it's more about FM and color TV.
That's stupid.
It sure is, Kevin.
I'm stoked. You stoked?
I'm stoked.
Just so stoked.
You cannot come to my house. No, not today.
You cannot come to my house. No, not today.
Congratulations to Date John, who got that name because he won an auction to go for lunch with us and Ryan Rashog on an official man date, which went to Royal Pizza. And
he bought
he brought flowers
and the chocolates, the
chocolates and flowers.
What are they called? The Reasons or the what did the Rashog like back then? It was a specific brand.
The Reasons? Come on, really?
Chocolate. I do remember whenever I see Mandate John pop up, whether it's the Paris Jewelers inbox or whatever, that I immediately go to that lunch. I will never forget that lunch with Rashog.
He came walking in with this huge smile on his face.
Yeah, and it was
wearing
Rashog's like high point with us
T-shirt.
Yeah, the Mandates and what an afternoon that was.
That was quite the scene, man. That was really good. Speaking of quite the scene, Connor Brown, second goal of the year, first one that he actually shot into the net, and we got a song for that, don't we?
I think we're gonna be glad. I think it's today. Yeah. Connor Brown scored last night. His dragon is slain. He's finally out the schneid. He's finally out the schneid. Connor Brown's off to the schneid. It's about f***ing time. He's had chances galore, 2-1s and breakaways, yeah. But he could never score, even strike a power play. He's finally out the schneid. He's finally out the schneid. Connor Brown's off at the schneid. It's about f***ing time. Got to play McDavid line. You should have scored once, you should have scored twice by now. And got to play alongside Dry. How could he not score? How did he not score? How? He's played on every line, but he's best on PK. Yeah. He could never find a climb till he found his last game, yeah. He's finally out the schneid. He's finally out the schneid. Connor Brown's off at the schneid. It's about fucking time.
Oh, Jaunty.
It's about fucking time.
Jaunty in Victoria. Those songs are all for Sport Ball. Sign your kids up today at sportball.ca.
Coach Mike with some breaking news. Rumor has it after last night, Ekholms is shaving in a chin strap. Wouldn't that be something? Hockey night in Canada against the Leafs, and he comes out and we're at Hudson's, and he is strapped. I don't know what I would do.
Put him on after hours. That's
After
what
regaining
I do.
conscious, yeah, I guess.
That's what I do. Come on, Scott Oak. Step up. Come on, you coward. Put a chin strap on Ekholms and put him on after hours. That'd be great. 780-218-9999 is where you can chime in this morning in the Paris Jewelers Inbox. 22 locations across the country. Family owned. Canadian operated. ParisJewelers.com would be the website there.
It's Boombox.
P. Greggy's going to pop by here in about 7-8 minutes from Coolbet. Find out how his bracket's doing. Ours, well, he's got 11 out of 16. Not bad.
I'll take
Not
it.
bad.
Nice.
I mean, it's okay start.
You know.
Okay start. You got some bullets
I had a
left
few
to fire.
upsets.
Yeah, I had a couple upsets
that's
too.
what you want to. You kind of want to.
I'm just pissed about my McNeese State play, but whatever. I'll move past it.
Yeah, somewhere Kerry Joseph is wincing there too.
It could be worse.
You and Kerry Joseph, bad day.
You could be YouTube Trev who picked Drake to win the entire thing. He's already lost his champion. Trev's done. Like he's not. There's no chance Trev can win this thing.
Drake, your champion. I just.
All right, let's get into 3 questions too many today. Lieutenant Dirk, do you have a liner for the segment?
Yes, I do. 3 questions too many, brought to you by the great staff at Park Mazda, where dealer principal Mitch Lewicki is proud to say that his bracket so far is not perfect, anything but, as he went 0 for 16 on opening day. Park Mazda, your dealer for life. Wouldn't that be something, too? We're all sitting here thinking, like, having the perfect bracket following the opening round. I mean, if you got skunked, there's got to be something there, too, really. Yeah. Like, there has to be. Even if you were going down and picking all upsets, like something's going to cash. But to go 0 for 16, that would be hilarious.
That would be hilarious.
Hilariously impressive.
You couldn't do it.
I don't think so.
Yeah, no, you couldn't do it.
Even if you had no idea what's going on.
Yeah. Pender's Pancakes on the Nasty Chest says, guys, who's calling the game tomorrow? Ceci and Simpson, I would assume. Yes.
Yeah, it's your big one.
That's
Toronto.
It's your big team. That's the best team. I mean, Ceci's the best.
It's the HNIC, right? Like that should be. It's one of the words probably in the.
Yesterday on the broadcast, they did say it would be Simpson and Cuthbert. So it'll be Cuthbert and Simpson on Saturday nights. And CC's like my hero, so I'm excited to hear Cuthbert call the Oilers and the Leafs. You have a Twitter account, Eric?
I do. It's at Lieutenant_Eric. You can follow along on Twitter if you choose. You can follow and then mute me if you want as well. The baseball video from yesterday, Tigers Mets, the slide and the out that shouldn't have been, what was and is and will be. That's up there as well. I also, some breaking news off tsn.ca. You ready for this one? And this is courtesy like Mark Shapiro here. The Jays actually thought they had a chance at signing Shohei Ohtani until he ultimately decided to join the LA Dodgers.
What? Wow.
You know, that's
huge news.
He could have went there, but he didn't. But it could have happened. It didn't, Zach. No, but it could have.
Yeah, I mean, wow.
They had belief that the signing could have happened.
Until it didn't.
So I don't know what you want to do with that, but
great.
You got a top spread.
Got to check that out.
Shapiro's there, and he's
got to check that
smiling into the camera.
Man, Shapiro sure gives us some good stuff.
It's
outside of players. Pretty good job.
And if you click on it, the O-Dog goes on with his thoughts on the on it all.
Oh, really?
So that's
that
we're
makes
going
sense,
a little
then.
deeper
That
into
makes
the
sense.
yeah.
All right, here we go. Question number 1. And your questions, of course, sent to 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. Guys, is Stetcher in your lineup on the opening night of the playoffs?
Who's the opposition?
You know what, though, Eric? That's a great answer. Who is the opposition?
Oh, okay, I leave it at that.
Is he in the lineup? Okay, let's say opening night of the playoffs. He's out. Eric's gone. Going to get more flounders. It's likely going to be the Los Angeles Kings, right? Vancouver's not slowing down as good as the others are playing. Having a hard time closing that gap. It's probably going to be the Kings.
Okay, so
against the Kings,
is
Stetcher in your lineup on opening night?
I just and again I ask the opposition due to we're talking matchups and certain opposition you play. I guess right now my answer would be I tweeted out Stetcher season earlier. Pardon me, in the morning.
Did you do Stetcher SZN?
Of course.
Yes.
For the teenagers out there. But yeah, no, I'll do it right now. And maybe I've been giving him flowers left, right, and center. A little hot and horny on the guy thus far. And I know it's early days, but yes, I would go. I just think it provides such a different look that this team has, especially deeper down on that blue line that I'm drinking the Kool-Aid right now, shall we say. And if it keeps Ceci, again, that's I'm all for it.
I would have Stetcher in there, and I'd probably have Desharnais with Kulak. I think the team will 100% have Desharnais and Ceci to start the playoffs out of they've been our guys all year.
Yes.
We're going to start them in the playoffs type of thing.
Friendship is the best ship.
But I think Stetcher brings more to the blue line. So I'd have him in there. I can see from the coaching staff perspective of wanting to go with the 6 guys that you ran with most of the season to start the playoffs. I get it. I don't know if the series would finish that way, but I think I'd have Stetcher in there, man. He moves the puck better than either of those guys and skates better than either of those guys. So, yeah.
McDiesel says Stetch still molding, maybe he meant to say. Give him time. Yeah,
no, that's what I said.
And they've got some track here to and
he looks relatively decent next to Nurse right now. How's he going to look after 5 games with Darnell Nurse?
Sure, yeah.
Right? So I like him. Question number 2. Once again to 780-218-9999. Boys, is the whole EST crew rolling out for the watch party on Hudson's on Saturday?
Okay, well, there's a two-pronged answer to this question because you said Hudson's but didn't say Bourbon Street or White Ave.
Yes.
Because, as some of you may know, we'll be starting the day a little early at Hudson's on Bourbon Street, Canada's men's soccer team, in a crucial match up against Trinidad and Tobago.
So you and Maddie are going here. Zach
Zach was invited, but he's got a birthday to go to, which,
I heard
again...
you yesterday. Man,
why go with Zach?
Trev and I are sitting here yesterday, and Zach comes out there doing some work, and Eric finishes the show, goes out there and goes, Zach, you coming to the soccer thing? And Zach comes like, no, I have a birthday party. And Eric goes, what the hell? What are you, 10 years old?
Why?
And Trev and I were just killing ourselves laughing.
So Zach, he expressed interest in joining Iwannik and I and a few other people, perhaps Hernan Salas. Again, tomorrow, Hudson's, Bourbon Street, 2 o'clock kickoff, Canada, Trinidad, Tobago. So I walked past you, Zach. I said, hey, still good for the game. And you said I have a birthday party tomorrow. I'm just kind of like, well, who has a birthday? Like, I'm thinking you're a 20-year-old guy, man, about town. You're going out at night. But then you said it's your nieces. But you could have said your nieces. But
it makes sense.
When you say I have a party to go to.
I get that. No,
who's having a party at your house party?
Yeah, sorry, I'm going to Launchpad. I can't come.
Yeah.
Man. Yes, Launchpad is
Launchpad's
a great time.
great. Yeah,
you have a real good time.
No problem there.
But you're coming after.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I'm going to be
That
there.
should be good.
To the spirit of the question, though, again, Hudson's Bourbon Street for the soccer match. Iwannik will then be chauffeuring what condition I'm in, and we'll be off to White.
What are the odds he just drops you off at home?
Not happening.
Not happening.
Not happening.
White.
I am
Okay.
not. And I know Murray was chirping me too in the hangout. I don't know how LTE is going to handle this one. Murr, I heard those words, and I take it as a personal challenge. No, I will be Hudson's Bourbon tomorrow. We'll be then off to Hudson's White. You'll be there. Zach to come fresh off the birthday party. There'll be party vibes. He'll be there. We'll be all out there.
Tommy Gazzola.
Tommy will be there the best too. And somebody said too last night watching him on the post game. It's Hudson's. It's people walking around. It's busy. It's a Saturday night, and it's 5 o'clock puck drop.
Oh, yeah.
Again, if you can't make it out to the Bourbon location, join Tommy a little early for the pregame. Saturday, 5 o'clock. The weather will be fine. You can walk around White for a bit if you want. I mean,
I was watching Tommy's postgame last night, and there's dudes out back like having darts because he's right by the window.
Yeah.
It looks fun.
The vibes will be high. I've been looking forward to this one since we announced it, so should be a good night out. And again, Hockey Night in Canada, 5 o'clock. Leafs Oilers. Luke Gazdick making his Hockey Night in Canada thing. So
Hyman going for 50 in Toronto.
Come on, like just
it's gonna be a
keep
real
adding
nice
to it.
night.
Yeah.
Tommy's got those 10s and 20s, and you know what we got right now? We got a 50 for you.
Yeah,
we got a 50.
Wear your V-necks tomorrow night.
Text us.
Real deep.
Text us. I don't know. Just text in
V-neck.
V-neck.
Cleavage.
Sure. Text in V-neck right now to 780-218-9999. One of you will win a $50 gift card to Hudson's.
Fired up. I'm ready
You
to go
are
tomorrow.
excited for this.
And I am not, like, tonight I'm kind of taking
I can
my
already
wife out for a
see
date.
your walk and your smile coming into Hudson's. I got to get there before you get there because I want to see you come rolling in. You got a date tonight?
Taking the wife out for a date, yeah. We're gonna do that. Just on a light meal, and then walk it off at like a Canadian Tire, and then in bed by 9.
That's a
to
nice
really
Canadian
rest up.
Tire date's a good one.
Yeah.
It's Nielson family movie night.
Perfect.
We'll probably be ordering pizza.
What's
and
on the
watching,
projector?
the kids. The buzz at least yesterday around the house was Lion King.
The OG.
Yeah. But you know how I tell you on my TikTok feed is all of these lions killing things. I want to see uncensored Lion King where like they're killing the antelope and tearing them apart.
The actual nature show.
That'd be a lot of fun.
The David Attenborough Lion King.
Yeah. That's what I want. I want real life Lion King, but the actual like the circle,
live action.
The
but
circle
live.
of life is lions eating everything. That would be good. Anyway, I think we're doing Lion King tonight, and then depending on how tired Tam is, I want to watch Roadhouse tonight. The new Roadhouse movie.
Yeah.
So I don't know if she wants to watch Roadhouse with me or not, but I wouldn't mind watching Roadhouse tonight. It'd be a lot of fun.
Together or alone.
Make plans to join us. White Ave, Hudson's, Saturday night. Should be fun. Question number 3. Dusty, I heard you say you were planning on going to see Con Air in theater. If you guys could watch one movie in theaters again for the first time, what would it be? Do you want to 1, 2, 3 this thing? I wonder if we have the same movie.
I have 2.
Oh, I wonder if one of them is the
and
one
you
that
might
I
have. I might.
Do you want to? Let's do it. Let's do
Okay.
it. All right. 1, 2, 3. Jurassic Park. Yes. Of course it's Jurassic Park.
With Twister as a close second.
Oh, well, why not do a double feature?
Sure. I'm up for it.
First time I watched Twister was actually at the drive-in theater.
That would have
Swear
been a
to
trip.
God. Yeah.
That would have been a trip.
That was wild.
Twister in the theater, though, that was an eye-opening experience for me. But Jurassic Park went with my aunt. She took me. I remember like it was yesterday, and that was one of those movies too. And I was at an age where I was like, oh, I don't know if Eric should be going to this. Well, and then I went, and I felt like a real bad boy, But
I'm sure they must have brought Jurassic Park back to the theater a number of times.
Well, I think the Metro Garneau usually do those reruns.
That's where Con Air's
they would
happening.
do it. I'm sure if you.
Yeah, that's where we want to do our EST movie night.
Well, let's crank the screw.
Yeah, we
Turn on the pressure, maybe. Yeah.
Pick a sports movie, and we all go there, and we rent the theater and watch the sports movie. I wanted to do that at 1260, but they kiboshed it. But I think we could do that now, which would be a lot of fun. Like twice a year, EST movie night, and we watch like Happy Gilmore. We watch Moneyball, Draft Day, that type of thing. It'd be a lot of fun.
Here's one for you. Neil chimes in, Paris Jewelers inbox, 780-218-9999. If you guys are interested in continuing the evening from Hudson's on White, the Shamrock is hosting our wind-up spiel, and we'll be doing some horse racing and 6 o'clock or lager. Cheers, Neil.
Oh.
I
feel like
a bridge too far, perhaps, but who knows?
I feel like the night does continue somewhere.
It could.
I got some options. I know Cook County's just lurking right down the street. Rosie's.
Sure.
I've invited
Dahmer's coming?
I've invited Dahmer and Hernan. Dahmer's a huge karaoke guy, one of the leaders in the city in karaoke. But Hernan also has a birthday party. Who's this guy you think he is? Zacticum? I said to Hernan, dude, are you going to swing by? Oh, is Pat Gregoire here? Is he waiting?
Is he in the
Where is Pete Greggy? Is he kicking around? Is he yeah, Texas guy. What time did I tell him? Maybe I said he's going to be on at 8:30.
Scott's here.
That could be yeah, Patty's probably on at 8:30 today. Anyway, Hernan. I said, Hernan, you should come by for the watch party. He goes, well, I do have a birthday party on White.
Perfect.
Earlier, he goes, so maybe I'll swing by. Pat should be hopping on soon here.
Hernan can't resist. He won't be able to resist. He'll be.
I know he'll pop by, and then he'll come in and he'll go, I'm not really drinking much lately. and then before you know it, 45 minutes later, Hernan's hugging us and be like, I miss you guys. I love you guys.
Another round of shots.
That's gonna be That's gonna be it. McDiesel's in and says, I saw Jurassic Park 2 at a drive-in. That's real nice.
And there's a new Twister coming out too. I do believe.
I saw. Yeah. Oh yeah, and it looks good.
Yeah.
It's got Hangman from Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah.
You know him? No.
Well, if you like tornadoes as well, the next episode of the Achy Breaky podcast will be one that I'm sure you'll want to check out.
Yeah, next week, another Achy Breaky dropping next week, and the video involves a tornado, but it's like a mid-90s tornado graphic.
Way ahead of their time. This is like Roger Rabbit stuff.
It looks like something that we were forced to do in college 22 years ago. It's just like, check out how cool this tornado is I made. But it's not cool at all. All right, lots of people texting in coming after that Hudson's GC. We will certainly go there. I have to issue apology, I think, to our next guest as we hit another EST parlay last night, plus 550. Pat Gregoire from Coolbet joins us on the show this morning. P. Greggy, what's up, buddy? How are you doing this morning?
Doing good, fellas. Yeah, it's been a great run for you guys.
Yeah,
not so much for the book. Not so much for the book. You guys are on a heater with the hotline, the EST parlay. I don't think we did a cash last night too.
The EST parlay cash last night plus 550. Yeah.
Well, yes, that's what it was. Yeah,
it was a lock shot partner parlay didn't cash. We missed it. We missed it. Carolina needed to win that game on the puck line, and they won in overtime instead. So, that sucked.
I don't know what it is with you guys in Carolina. I feel like that they always make an appearance on the partner parlay, and they're usually the ones that blow it.
Yeah, which is weird.
It's an Edmonton thing.
They've won like 7 of prior to yesterday. They'd won 7 of 8. 7 of their last 8 wins were by 2 or more. So I was like, they're going to get it done tonight. And then they win in overtime. So yeah, it didn't really fit the bill. Hey, how's the bracket? Yeah. How's your bracket looking, Patty?
Bracket was looking good until Drake got bumped.
Oh, you were on Drake, eh?
Oh, I was on Drake like a 14-year-old boy out of Toronto, like that big on Drake. But the Bulldogs, they screwed me, man. And this is the second year in a row that they did. I was, the hipster pick last year taking Drake, and they get knocked off by Miami in a very similar fashion. Miami ends up going on this massive run to the finals. Well, this year, again, up 9 points, and they just cannot find a way to win this thing. You can't make your free throws. Like, if you are a young kid trying to make it
shoot
in
free
basketball,
Yes.
Just spend your entire day just shooting free throws. It is unbelievable. I love the team. Like, they play great defense. They mix in the press here and there. They've got some great shooters from three. But then when you look at what they were doing from the line, it was just awful, absolutely terrible. And yeah, I know, Washington State, in hindsight, like a really plucky team. They beat Arizona, who's one of the top teams in the nation in this tournament. A lot of people have them going pretty deep. I think I've got them in my Final Four. They beat them twice this year. So obviously Washington State is a good team, good program. I think I just got blinded by the Bulldog light.
Kentucky, kind of the first big name to fall, losing to Oakland. Jack Golke, 32 points, 10 of 20 from beyond the arc. Shooters are going to shoot in the madness, are they not?
That's what the madness is all about. These random guys coming out of nowhere. Jack Golke, what a story. Played D2 basketball last year. I think I read somewhere that he had only taken like 6 or 7 2-point shots all season. Like, this guy, it just makes it
he
rain
only
for three.
shoots
It's
threes.
crazy. Like, it honestly, it was a fake stat. It had to have been a fake stat. But this is what it's all about. And that is also why, when you look at a team like Kentucky, I know they're blue bloods. They produce pros. Coach Cal does such a great job at just churning out top draft pick after top draft pick. But you said it on the Lock Shop, I think a couple of days ago, like, in these tournaments, sometimes it's not just who's the most skilled team. Usually it's not. You need some veteran guards.
Yeah.
You need some guys that aren't going to, dribble down their leg in these big moments. And watching Kentucky, man, oh my God, it was tough to watch. Grizz, they couldn't miss anything. They could not miss a thing. And Golke now etches his name in history, even if they were to get knocked out next round, which I think they do have a legitimate chance to potentially keep rolling here. But he's going to beat Godet. Like, it was very, and he's not the same player. So everyone in the nasty chat, calm down. I'm not saying he's the next Steph Curry, but did he not remind you of Steph Curry with Davidson?
With the way he was shooting. Yeah. It was ridiculous.
It was nuts. It was nuts. Yeah. And it wasn't even like uncontested threes.
No,
like,
they were contested.
Jumping through double teams. Like, unbelievable. So, really cool story there. And that's what March is all about. Oakland, which I bet you, I don't know, maybe 75 of the country probably thought that they're from Oakland, California, not Oakland in Rochester, Michigan. Like, Rochester, not Rochester, New York, Rochester, Michigan. It's Auburn Hills. It's literally like 15 minutes north of Detroit. Like, it's like create a school in NCAA basketball on PlayStation. Like, it's crazy. What a story. This is why we love March.
Pat, where are we going today? Opening round action wrapping up throughout the day today. It tips off 10:15 out here, Mountain. Number 9 Northwestern, number 8 Florida Atlantic. You got 3 number 1s taking to the court later today in UConn, Houston, and Purdue. What are you looking at in terms of maybe a few upsets, or where are your eyes going on today's opening round conclusion matches?
In terms of upsets, I really like Vermont to cover the 2.5.
We have Dukies in the room now.
I don't know if they can beat Duke, but I think that one's going to be a little bit sweaty. I think Duke comes out with a win, but I do think, with the way that Vermont can shoot the ball, and we know Duke in recent years has struggled in the early round matchup. So again, I'm not taking them to win, but I do like Vermont. My favorite play, which is kind of scaring me because I think a lot of people have this, whether it's in their brackets or it's their best bet. But James Madison, the Dukes, I like them to cover the 5.5, and I'm even considering sprinkling them. I have them advancing in my bracket.
I have them advancing.
I have them as well.
Yeah, but let's be
See,
honest.
this is it.
Did we only take them because I like when people say, put up your Dukes?
Sure.
And I was like, yeah, let's go. They're the Dukes.
I know a guy named James.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, you know what, though? My favorite play here is, like I said, is James Madison. And I know I maybe had offended some people saying that Duke's not going to cover. So instead, I think I'm going to put a Coolbet exclusive together.
Okay, nice.
It'll be Duke and the Dukes. So it'll be Duke minus 13.5 to cover that number, and then James Madison plus 5.5. So it'll be Duke and the Dukes. Maybe I'll go back on my bet. I'll ride that one there and have some fun. But I don't. There's not too many of the underdogs that are barking to me. I thought yesterday there was a lot more. Like when you look at Connecticut, minus 25.5 against Stetson. I don't really see anything crazy happening there. I'm a big fan of Auburn. I kind of wish that they weren't in the same bracket as UConn, because I'd probably take them a lot deeper. Although Yale, again, good shooting team, they might be able to keep it a little bit closer. Western Kentucky against Marquette. Maybe they cover their spread. Again, just looking at these matchups, I think a lot of the bigger potentials for upsets were yesterday. But with that being said, this is March. Expect the unexpected. Yeah. Would not be surprised if we see one of these teams like a Colgate knock down a Baylor, or some of these higher seeds knock down the lower seeds. Like, I mean, the one I'm looking at, I think everyone has been all over Purdue because they are perennial chokers, but they're going up against Grambling State, who I actually enjoyed watching the other night. They played with some pace in that play-in game. I think everyone thinks Purdue is just going to go flat out in their face, maybe next round or the round after that. I think because everyone's doubting them, this might be the year where they actually do go all the way and make it to the Final Four. I don't have them going deep because there have been way too many years where I've had them in my Final Four and they've screwed me like real bad. But Zach Edey, will have some sort of cool bet exclusive for him and the Boilermakers. But I don't think this is the spot for Purdue to go out early. I could see them for sure going to the Elite Eight this year.
It's funny you mentioned Colgate there, because I think Tommy Gazzola's on Colgate because he likes the toothpaste.
He's got him going all the way.
Yeah. So we'll see.
That's a fresh pick.
I don't like his chances. I didn't even think he left his bracket here. I don't even know where Tommy's bracket is. I don't know what he did.
Already framed.
Pat, before we let you go, let's slide on over to the ice where Zach Hyman's rolling into Toronto. Needs 2 goals for 50 tomorrow night against the Toronto Maple Leafs. We had Mike Johnson on earlier this morning. He did say, over the last 20 games, Toronto's actually been playing pretty well. The Oilers only have 1 regulation loss in their last dozen or so. What do you expect? What type of game are you expecting on Saturday night?
I'm expecting a great game. Every time these two teams meet, it's always a great game. We only get to see them twice a year. I think there's a little bit of a rivalry between the fan bases, maybe not so much on the ice, but both these teams are littered with superstars, and I think you look at a guy like Austin Matthews, and the other night he's going up against Alex Ovechkin. He steps up and scores a couple of really big goals. I think McDavid's going to have a chip on his shoulder. I think everyone's going to have a chip on their shoulder. I think it's going to be a great game. I think it's going to be a little bit of a higher scoring game. But you mentioned Hyman, needing 2 goals to hit 50. I mean, the number, I don't care what the number is.
We're betting it. It's done. That
is the bet of the century. Zach Hyman over 1.5 goals on Saturday. Are you kidding me? Absolutely going to happen. Here's what I think happens. He scores an early on, and he ices it with an empty netter.
Oh, a clapper into the empty net.
A clapper, yeah. Could you imagine? The hockey world would explode.
That would be amazing.
To happen. No, I see it, Zach Hyman just, at the end of the game, 6-on-5, he's usually on the ice. And so many times in Toronto, he scored those, hard-working goals and popped it in the back of the net. I just think that would just be so poetic. And I've been on this program before and said, of course, I would love Zach Hyman to still be there. I understand why he's not. In hindsight, you probably could have still afforded to pay him, but I'm not. There's no ill will towards him. I love Zach Hyman. I think every team in the National Hockey League would love a Zach Hyman. He's not this guy that was a touted prospect. If anything,
no, he barely did anything till his last year of college, and he kind of started clicking.
Yeah,
right?
He was on a lot of these great, and it's a really cool story because he was on a lot of really good minor hockey teams growing up, and he had a bad rap around the city here in Toronto that the only reason he was on these teams is because his dad had, owned a bunch of teams in the GTHL and that he didn't deserve it. And mind you, maybe that was the case, but he worked his absolute bag off to get to where he is. And, one thing you can't knock him throughout his entire career is his hustle.
Yeah, man.
And I think that's what's got him to this place. Now he's added more scoring touch to his game. And again, I'm not one of these bitter Leaf fans who, and I don't think there's many.
Yeah, I don't know how you can be anything bitter about Hyman, right? It's more so that they couldn't get him signed somehow, you know?
There's more bitterness towards the franchise and management for not being able to keep him, if anything. But I know he's going to have a ton of family and friends in that building. It's going to be a great night, and over 1.5 responsibly, of course. Hammer that line for sure.
Patty, good stuff, buddy. We will catch up with you next week. All right.
Awesome. Sounds like a plan.
All right. There
Thanks
you go.
for having me, boys.
That's Pat Gregoire. Find him on Twitter at PGreg. He does a bunch of good work with the NLL on TSN and TSN Plus as well. And as who was it here? Ziploc Smart says this Pat guy is very likable.
Joel says very, very likable.
Yeah, he is very likable.
Yeah.
P. Greg is a nice guy,
Smart
man.
Yeah.
You think we do business with a bunch of a-holes? Except for Scott Laurie.
Well, I was going to say, our next guest is a hell of a lead-in.
Scott's a real jerk. He's a real jerk because he's taking off to Hawaii right after the show.
The
today.
nerve.
Why does he get to go on a trip? This is ridiculous. All right, we do have a Sobeys and Safer Liquor Beer of the Week coming up, man. Oilers and Leafs on Saturday night.
Baby.
I can't wait. Cuthbert Colin Hyman's 50th. Let's go. Got a lot of time for that. All right, speaking of time, we're going to just over a minute to set up the beer of the week. Let's get this done. Here we go.
Sobeys and Safeway Liquor Beer of the Week on the Nielsen Show, only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com.
Boom, just like that. Just like that, boys. We had 38 seconds left. We are cruising along on the setup right now for Sobeys and Safer Liquor Beer of the Week. Of course, this segment available as its own podcast as well. Just search Sobeys and Safeway Liquor Beer of the Week podcast on all your podcasting platforms. If you hate the rest of the show, but you love hearing people talk about beer and drinking beer and trying beers, that's where you can find it also on our YouTube channel as well. How are you doing today, Mr. Maui?
Listen, I am counting down the minutes.
God.
I've got a couple of things to do for work. I mean, this, right?
Yes,
this is work. This is
You got to get it. Work hard to play hard.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. Made no travel issues yesterday, so I made it back from the island safe and sound.
Oh, you were on the island yesterday.
I was. Yeah. Oh. Salt Spring and Mill Bay and Tuscany.
Okay, so you're a busy boy.
So hitting those stores before I go away. But yeah, I'm looking forward to going to Maui.
What time do you fly out today?
We don't leave till about 4, I think.
Okay, and then when do you get in? Like what when you land in Hawaii?
7:30 their time. So yeah.
Okay.
So,
yeah. Oh man.
Yeah.
Real nice. Anyway, what are you there for? Like a month?
Oh, I wish. Hey, yeah.
Residency.
Doing the beer of the week remote from Maui Brewing. That'd be something.
That would be cool.
That'd be something. Yeah, no, we're there just under 2 weeks.
Okay, 2 weeks. That'd be good.
Yeah, so
Hey, we were thinking about a role for you in our old timey poker tournament party.
I'm in.
And we want you to be like the guy who wears like the bowler hat and rides the wagon and like delivers people.
Sure.
Right? Don't you think? I think you could pull that off.
Like an old timey Uber.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, old timey Uber. Yeah, that's a great idea. I think that'd be great.
Yeah.
All right, what do we got today?
Okay, so we are going Medicine Hat Brewing Company.
Okay.
So we have had Medicine Hat Brewing Company before. It's our case lot sale, so we're kind of doing they've got their Core 4 mix pack. So we're going to try 4 different styles of beer from them. It's funny. Medicine Hat Brewery is a cool story. They in 1912, there was a Medicine Hat Brewing. And then
in 1912.
And they got shut down, obviously, kind of the prohibition, all that kind of stuff happened. So these guys kind of remade the name, kind of have a lot of their beers have throwback, Gentleman's Stout, Burnside, Blood Orange. So they kind of got this cool kind of story behind them. It's at case lot. So we're going to get 2 of these 12-pack Mick packs for $44. Great deal. And so we're going to try a red ale. We've got the Blood Orange ale. We've got a Gentleman's Stout.
Gentleman's
Stout.
For the gentleman.
And then we've got the Industrial Ave India Pale Ale. This is 100 plus IBU.
Oh, this is the one.
What you're talking about. Yeah.
Okay. It is off the chart, 6.7% alcohol.
Industrial Avenue. That's a hard beer.
This is this is for self-proclaimed hopheads. We'll do that one last.
Okay, we'll do that one last.
But I think let's do the Burnside first. I know you are a hophead.
Well, I don't know if I'm this much of a hophead.
I think you are.
We'll see.
I think you've come that far.
I hope so.
Yeah,
I hope so.
So we've had this one before. This is the.
Oh, we've had this one.
This is blood orange.
Yeah.
So this is it's 4.5. So this is a nice light.
Smells delicious.
Waffable, delicious beer. 15 IBU. So low. This is all blood orange puree. Just
the real stuff.
Delicious. I mean, you can get that.
They
use their Hatfield blonde, so it's a blonde base. One of their other beers, and then they add this orange puree to it to make it a delicious beer.
All right, well, let's go. Cheers to Matthias Ekholm.
Oh my goodness,
a man's man.
He crushed the oranges into the puree.
Yeah. By looking at him.
The beard does it. The beards. I mean, how good is that?
This is really good. There's another guy here, Connor F. says the Medicine Hat Brewing Company's creamsicle beer is so good.
Yes, it is
as well.
for sure.
We've had a creamsicle beer. Was that the one?
Yep.
Yeah, I remember
that. They got a whole. That
was real nice.
They launched a bunch of kind of that style, a whole bunch of different flavor creamsicle ones.
Yeah.
Really, really good. Locked lactose and all that kind of stuff. They make great beers. And that one there, that's your first beer. That's like I need something after work, after doing something.
Very refreshing.
Shoveling,
Yeah.
Crush that one.
That's it. You like that
Super
one.
delicious. I love that one. So let's go. Let's Sin Bin Red Ale. So this one here is kind of it's lighter than you would think in terms of flavor profile.
Well, even in the pour doesn't look as reddish as I was thinking here either.
Yeah, it's not as malty as an Irish, but
it's got a cigar cooking on the can.
It does. It does. A little cigar, it's a classic, incredibly drinkable red ale. But it's certainly lighter than some.
That's a good eye on that. It's
all right.
Delicious.
Well, let's cheers to that Prohibition time. Like, do you think we could have done this in Prohibition, this show, like this segment?
We'd be Underground Railroad.
That'd be kind of crazy. Yeah. Cheers to that, eh?
Right. So very different, obviously, than the blood orange.
Yeah. But
you're getting just that little bit of hoppy malt. It's just
this kicks me up a bit afterwards. The blood orange I settle down, but this kind of gives me a little bit of pop afterwards.
100%. Yeah, so it's a really nice. I like red ales. We've done a bunch of them.
Yeah,
it's kind of that a lot of people are
red
drinking
ales
them.
are interesting. I expect red ales to be different than what we just had. It was great.
They usually would be though, eh? Like this is
some of them can be. They like if you go into that really kind of that Irish red ale.
Yeah, I guess I was expecting something to be more overpowering than this.
Exactly.
You're right. You said this was light.
It's lighter. It's lighter than that, but you're still getting a lot of those flavor profiles. So this one, let's go Gentleman's Stout next.
Okay.
So here we're going 7% alcohol. I know I should have brought the flat brims. You
should have brought the flat brims.
That's a fail on my part.
It's a gentleman's the bat fight. If you watch YouTube, bat fight. It's a gentleman's game. You got to YouTube the bat fight video, man. It's the best.
Google that one. So yeah, this one here.
This is a big pour. Look how much you poured me.
Well, because I know you're. I'm trying to switch.
I'm trying to get you over
that side. I know this one's going over to Eric anyway. He's having the rest of that one. But this is rich coffee, semi-sweet chocolate, 7%. So it certainly is up there. It's their take on an oatmeal stout. So they add flaked oats. So it gives it kind of a complex flavor to it.
Okay.
Little velvety mouthfeel. Just a really, really well made. Look at that. I mean, the color is phenomenal on that one.
Well, let's toast to a fine gentleman who's going for 50 in Toronto on Saturday night. Here's to Zach Hyman hitting 50 in the T-Dot. What a gentleman he is, isn't he? Well, that was a two swallower. That was a big
one. It was a big one.
Oh.
So you taste the chocolate. Right, I get chocolate on that. To me,
I want to bathe in that. That's just that's my wheelhouse right there. Yes, you're right.
That one's going to you.
It might just be because it's been a fun Friday. Tommy Gazzola.
Hey,
it might be because it's just a fun Friday.
Yeah,
but I'm gonna make a claim right now.
Here we go.
I'm not gonna claim to be stout guy yet. But what I will say is that's the favorite one that I've had.
Wow.
That's a gentleman's claim. You're not a full stout guy, but a gentleman's claim.
I don't want to be this guy who's like, oh, I love him now.
Yeah.
But that's the best one that I've had.
It's awesome.
Yeah, that is really good.
And having 7%, so having that higher alcohol level, it does balance the flavors out. So they've done a really, really good job of making it so that it's not heavy.
Yeah.
It's still refreshing.
That's good.
But you're just getting, it's not overly chocolate or overly coffee. It's real balanced. But I love that kind of finish, that semi-sweet chocolate. It's a great beer.
I like that.
Yeah. Really, really good.
That's a good beer.
It's a good beer.
I like that beer.
Okay, so now let's go the Industrial Ave. So this one here, again, we're talking 100 plus IBUs.
100 plus IBUs.
So this is a flavor bomb. Like there is so
the old
much.
hophead over here.
The
eh?
hophead.
Self-proclaimed.
I really like
I'm
this.
nervous.
Yeah.
I'm nervous.
Self-proclaimed. So this is again American style hops. Off the charts, 100 plus. You can. Again, these beers pour awesome, but smell that. It's tough because we've got we got a stout in our glass as well. But
so when we say 100, we're talking bitter. Like it's supposed to be like
bittering unit. So when they measure it, usually the bitter.
I haven't
beer
done
face.
bitter beer face in like 6 years.
And you probably won't with this one either because it is balanced. But usually a lot of the IPAs we're drinking are kind of that 60 level.
Yeah.
That's a strong one. So the biggest one we've had was the stout was 37.
And this is 100.
This is 100 plus.
Is it? Have you seen anything bigger? Like, has there like
It
what's
stops. You get to 100 and it's just
It maxes out at 100.
We're at the end of the scale here. Wow.
So yeah, we're over the scale.
Whoa. So all we know, this could be 200.
It could be.
Wow.
It could be. But again, and it's a higher alcohol, 6.7%. They dry hop it as well, so they're doing everything to kind of give it's in this industrial IPA. But I had it last night because I had to taste it first. And just to taste it really is. It's a flavor assault on your palate. Like there's going to be so many things firing in your mouth. The saliva is going to be like it's
what?
It's coming. It's coming.
Yeah, you built this up.
I know because it's awesome. Like it is really good.
Let's find out.
Yeah.
Cheers to safe travels from Mr.
you.
Maui.
Thank you. Cheers.
Faces?
It's not. It's no. There's no face.
No face?
No, there's no
Nope.
face. But I mean, you can.
Yeah.
Oh, you can feel it.
Back of your tongue.
Oh yeah.
Kind of the back of your mouth. I want to say right. So that back of your mouth.
Pour me another little sprinkle there. I just want to see it
Yeah.
one more time here. Because you can. Yeah, it's definitely like but it also doesn't get you to.
I think the biggest difference with that ramped up IBU is how long it lasts in your mouth. So
I still got it. I still got it at the back of my tongue.
So when you drink like that really low IBU, when we're talking about like the burn side, the blood orange that we had first, it's like it's gone. Like you know, like it's kind of that refreshing,
still there,
clean palate. This one lingers a while. This one stays with you.
It gets in all the nooks and crannies.
It
like
is.
it's
behind your molar on this
the whole
side.
It's at the back of my tongue where the same thing that's been making me cough for a month.
You keep the good stuff.
This is what we needed.
This might cure me.
This is what we needed.
I hope it does.
Those taste buds that you don't use.
Yeah.
You know what is it? You know this one's firing those ones up too.
Well, I toast to my doctor who gave me antibiotics and it didn't help at all.
Yeah.
Was
he a PhD?
I don't know. Oh, good one, Scott. That's funny.
Oh, so good.
I don't even do it down the hatch. I give it a little.
Man, your tongue is just like the back half of your tongue is just like
vibrating.
Oh, what's happening here? Like,
yeah. You know when they say like different parts of your tongue have different flavor profiles. When you drink these
100%.
beers, you can totally feel that
100%.
That's where that's firing. So it's Medicine Hat Brewing. 2 for $44 or $22.99. Save if you buy 2 of them, you're saving $14.
Okay,
it's our case lot. So if you
buy 2, you save $14.
Buy
total.
2, save $14 total. We got tons of wine, tons of everything on sale.
It's a fun little pack.
It's a great pack.
Going around.
How
those
often
flavors,
do you guys roll a case lot?
Good mix.
We do it kind of once every 3 months.
Okay, Rick, do you remember grocery store case lots? And it's just like you got to like just take an entire skid of tomato soup up to the front, and just leave it
wrapped up.
It was
the
best.
You didn't have to cut it.
Yeah,
I know.
It was so good. You
Ours
just gotta take off the plastic. You're just like, look at this.
Ours are like that too.
Oh,
Look at
so,
that. A case of wine stacked. Just take it and run.
Yeah. No, that's a great idea. Great idea. All right, buddy. Well, safe travels for you.
Thank you very much.
We do have a gift certificate to Sobeys. All you have to do is text in right now, 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. I want this one. I want this one.
I was going to say there's not much left of that one anyway.
Well, no, that's and Zach comes like, oh, he wants to get in one here too.
We brought extra.
Anyway, text beer me Text Beer Me to 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. Eric will grab one of you after the show, and you win a gift certificate to 2 Sobeys. Who do we get for the next couple weeks? Not Haji. Haji's not coming up.
No, we don't allow him.
Man, I take Haji on this show one time and
go in the hangout afterwards.
I was texting with him last night.
We've talked about it. Maybe in the summer.
Did you?
Yeah.
Man, Haji rolling in here. We could get.
It's got to be him in here, and then the two of them go in the hangout with I Want to.
100%.
Yeah, that would be great.
Can you imagine him grouchy?
Oh,
It'd be a wreck.
I was texting with Haji last night
and
in
the
our
Hawk.
group chat.
Oh, gosh.
Well, the Hawk. The Hawk right now.
In his sleeveless shirts.
We were texting, man, Haji and the Hawk on the hangout. That would be something.
Deal.
Haji's the biggest bully of all time.
Uh-huh.
But he was texting last night. He goes, I'm watching Roadhouse on Saturday after the game. And I'm going to watch it tonight and then spoil it for him and see what he thinks. I think that'll be a lot of fun.
Can you spoil it, though? It's a remake.
Well, I think it's a little bit different.
Is it?
Well, in the end, Roadhouse guy probably wins.
Well,
but that's kind of how we're. Anyway, I'm a big Jake Gyllenhaal guy.
Who is it?
So I got a lot of time for Jake Gyllenhaal.
Man.
Well, Jake Gyllenhaal, I like Source Code. Do you remember Source Code?
No, I don't.
Source Code was a good movie.
Great
And I
movie.
think it was only because Jake Gyllenhaal was in it. So in Source Code, he's he gets blown up in the war, and they just have like his body, and they keep putting his mind into somebody else's body. And he keeps going back on this train. And he has to stop the bomb. You got to watch Source Code.
All right.
Watch it on the plane today.
Okay, I will.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
Nightcrawler.
Nightcrawler. He's great in Nightcrawler. Matty Iwanik's the Nightcrawler guy. Nightcrawler. You haven't seen Nightcrawler?
You got to see Nightcrawler.
You got to watch Nightcrawler before Source Code. Nightcrawler is unbelievable.
It sets it up.
Oh, you got. I don't even want to spoil. I don't even want to spoil Nightcrawler for you. But a joke around here is that Matty Iwanik's Nightcrawler.
Okay.
Yeah,
now I got to see it.
You got to watch Night. I can't believe you haven't seen Nightcrawler.
No.
You know what Haji would say right now? This guy's ridiculous.
I know.
That's what he'd say about you.
You're an idiot.
All right,
That's what he would say.
let's get into the wrap for William Huff. If you want your place to look as good as ours, get it done at William Huff. Bruce and his dream team, man, they just get it. They know what's going on. They've been doing it since 1972. WilliamHuff.com. What'd you learn on the show today, Rick?
Well, as I said, it is the big splash in the Canadian sporting landscape this morning. TSN.ca has it. Shapiro, Jays had belief Ohtani's signing could really happen. In air quotes, as I say. Dusty, maybe dodged a bullet. Given all the gambling stuff, hey? Would you not argue now?
Yeah, it's big time. It's quiet. Like, nobody can talk to Ohtani because they fired his interpreter, who may be he's linked to gambling.
A little too quiet.
It's a clever move, like for Ohtani, to actually to bet through the guy that you know would be fired if it happens and nobody can talk to you is a brilliant move.
Meat shield.
It's a long-term play. Long-term play.
Sure, yeah.
What'd you learn on the show today, Scott?
I learned Hyman's going to get 50.
Yeah, he's going to get 50.
I mean, McDavid's going to be passing
100%.
that puck to him.
Petty Gregoire had it as well. It's easy money. Let's all get on the train.
We're gonna Coolbet's gonna shut down on Saturday night.
Yeah,
we're gonna come in the morning on Monday and be like, we're looking for a new betting partner. We killed Coolbet. Who's the next sucker? All right, let's get to your sound of the day today. Connor Brown off the Schneid goal song. By the way, people were saying, let me. How would you spell Schneid?
What? S. I don't know. That's
well,
a weird word.
Obviously SCH.
SCH.
You can start with a CH.
NIDE.
Okay, Rick, how would you spell Schneid?
CHNIDIE.
And I think Schneid is spelled SCHNIED. That's how I'd spell Schneid. Okay. Anyway, off the Schneid, Connor Brown.
Do you want to
song.
have a spelling contest?
Oh, we should do that. Those spelling contests were good. Yeah, here's the song. Here's the song.
I think we're gonna be glad. I think it's today, yeah. Connor Brown scored last night. His dragon is slain. He's finally off the schneid. He's finally off the schneid. Connor Brown's off of the schneid. It's about time. He's had chances galore, 2-1s and breakaways, yeah. But he could never score, even strength of power play. He's finally off the schneid. He's finally off the schneid. Connor Brown's off of the schneid. It's about time. to play McDavid line. You should have scored one, you should have scored twice by now. And got to play alongside Dry. How could he not score? How did he not score? How? He's played on every line, but he's best on PK. Yeah. He could never find the twine till he found it last game. Yeah. He's finally off the schneid. He's finally off the schneid. Connor Brown's off of the schneid. It's about fucking time. It's about fucking time. It's about fucking time.
That is your sound of the day. Connor Brown, heating up. He's on a heater, boys. This is the Connor Brown we were expecting.
And we look forward to it continuing tomorrow night in Toronto.
Oh, man, Connor Brown, bury one out there, too.
Imagine
Why not?
a pair of goals.
This guy's on fire.
Hyman
As long
gets
as
the
Hyman
two,
gets
Connor
two.
Brown.
Well, he only scores in routes, though, so that's a good sign.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. That's a good point. All right, let's get to your text of the day today for Lacombe Drew. Lacombe Drew's going to win text of the day today. Getting their hands on that gift certificate to A&W where they got the two mamas on for $9.99. Pick up some mamas for the family before the flight.
Great idea.
That makes sense. Ekholms beard doubles as a luxury box for various children's charities to watch their first hockey game. Such a good, to tie in the charity thing, and all these kids are just in that beard.
Hundreds of them.
And they're safe.
Hundreds of them.
They're safe.
Yeah, and you wave.
Nobody's going to mess with Ekholm. You know what I want to see? I want to see Ekholm fight somebody and just destroy them.
Yeah.
Because that's just straight up manpower right there.
Hockey night in Canada.
Ekholm,
Right?
the only thing that Ekholm could do better to win more people over would be to beat the piss out of Austin Matthews in a fight at center ice in Toronto on Hockey Night Canada.
Don't give him the option.
That would be,
Just
man.
They could do beards on the seats for the first playoff game.
That would be a good idea.
Instead of towels.
I'm pretty sure, don't we still have some of those lame orange playoff beards from back in the day?
Probably.
They're still
I'll
kicking
find
around.
one.
We had
Yeah,
those for
yeah.
like 4 years.
Yeah.
Oilers, Ducks.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
It was redundant for me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're like, damn, I already have one. Lacombe Drew, yes. Ekholm's beer doubles as a luxury box for various children's charities to watch their first hockey game. That's your text of the day. What are you watching? What are you watching tonight, Rick? What do you got? Are you gonna go check out that curling this morning?
Yeah. Join me at the Granite Curling Club later this morning. It is the blind championship, blind curling,
Western Canadian blind championship.
Flatboy Burgers, great there as well. Might get a little lunch, parlay that into a nice morning afternoon.
They got
But
the
join
date
me
tonight?
out. Yeah, Granite Curling Club tonight. I'll be watching my wife go to town on some plated meal at a restaurant, and then it's off to Canadian Tire to walk it off in bed by 9 for a big day tomorrow with
Big
Edmonton
day.
Sports Talk and Hudson's as well, both Bourbon Street and White Avenue. Bourbon Street, show up. Iwanek and I, afternoon Canada, Trinidad, Tobago. We'll then be sashaying from Bourbon Street off to White Avenue, Hudson's for the Oilers Leafs. Tomorrow's going to be
It's really a shame you're not here, Scott.
I know.
You're
That's
missing
gonna be
out.
a real fun day.
I would cancel the trip to Hawaii
Let's go
just
Canada.
because of tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right? Wouldn't you?
Because you're a
If
soccer
going
guy
to Hawaii.
too.
If I would have, I should have planned it.
I would have probably canceled the
I
trip.
should have
You
planned
do.
it.
That's
Send
the
your
play.
family by themselves. They don't like you anyway.
They hate
probably.
me.
Yeah, exactly. So what is your plan for entertainment on the flight? I know I was saying you got to watch some Jake Gyllenhaal
Watching the
stuff,
map?
but
Probably the map.
Yeah.
Probably the map.
just the map all the way to Hawaii.
I think probably full swing. The
Okay, you got some full swing download ready to go. Okay.
full swing. Oppenheimer.
Oh.
Is on the WestJet app. I saw
Yeah.
yesterday. I was kind of planning it out yesterday.
Have you seen Oppenheimer?
No.
Tough, I think, to watch that on a small screen.
Yeah, you got to do yourself a favor. Don't subject
don't do it.
yourself
I
to the
I
small-
exclusively only watch Top Gun Maverick on planes.
I've never seen it, or the original.
Oh man, if Haji's listening right now, you're
I know.
dead.
Yeah.
Top Gun. You haven't seen the original?
No. Like if you miss the window
Holy-
of watching it live,
Show's over, Scott.
You don't,
Stop.
You don't go
Yeah,
back.
of course.
Yeah, you don't-
Exactly.
The night
This
crawler
is all you
chimes
need
in.
to know. The night crawler's like, yeah, me neither. What? Man, Top Gun Maverick is the greatest sequel in the history of sequels.
Better than Point Break, the sequel.
Yes, 100%.
I've never seen either of those either.
You didn't see the original Point Break?
Like anti-80s movie.
You didn't see Point Break, the original. All right.
All right.
All right, that's it. That's the end of Sobeys and Safeway Liquor Beer of the Week. The contract's canceled. We're done. This is Haji. This guy works with you. Are you serious right now?
Sending in the hawk.
Holy smokes! I'm so frustrated. And it was a great show. Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious.
Wow.
I've seen like parts of it.
Cool.
Yeah.
I mean, you're killing me. That's it. Show's over. Hammer the thumbs up for us. Hangout's coming up. Matty Wanek is also like, I haven't seen it. You know what?
The Nightcrawler.
Like,
you don't want to be in that crowd, eh?
Yeah.
He's
not gonna watch Nightcrawler.
Matty's like 4 months away from being arrested for murder. And you're sitting here being like, I haven't watched these movies either. It's nuts. All right, that's going to do it for us
keep
today.
chicken in your freezer. Eh? Is that
Hangout's coming up. Matty just says it's chicken. That's shredded thigh. That's shredded human thigh.
Is that a toe?
Yeah. All right, for Zach Tacum and Lieutenant Eric and Redbeard. Hey, safe trip, buddy.
Thanks, man.
Man, you're killing me today. I'm Dustin Nielson. Hangout's coming up. Lock Shop's on the way. Oil Stream still to come today as well. Don't go anywhere. If you're listening on TuneIn or on iHeart, all you have to do is you get a little dose here, Whale in the Wolf, and then the Hangout will be firing up. Turn on autoplay on YouTube. It'll take you right on over. I'll talk to you a little bit later on this morning. Hopefully we see a bunch of you out on Saturday at Hudson's on White. Should be good. Have a great day and take it easy.